Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome everyone to episode 110. Good to see you all. How are we all doing today?
Great.
Good.
How are
just
you?
talking about hair dye, you know.
Yeah, I'm okay. Talking about hair dye. Oh, because Brie got her hair dyed. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Clean
Shane,
that.
I always forget how long your hair is when you like come out
It's
of
so
a
curly. I took a shower last night,
I was
so
gonna
it's all
say
like
it's so
super curly today.
Yeah,
There's a lot
super
of
Mhm.
volume.
goodness.
I think the short-haired people in this group is like just me, Dodger, and Tomato. We're outnumbered technically. Everyone else has
It's true.
glorious long hair.
Yeah.
So welcome out. It is episode 110. It is Halloween today, and we
Hey.
technically didn't really plan for anything, right? But at the same time, I said to everyone, like if you want to come as your favorite character, you can. So if you guys want to change into your favorite character's costume, I'll just put my favorite one on. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
My one didn't really come with eye holes, so.
Hey, you guys ever forget to do this bit until 10 minutes before stream starts? So you have to make your own? Not me.
Oh my god! My favorite part
Oh
is
my-
he's not looking.
No,
Shane, you
not,
win.
not at
idea.
all.
You have
Best
no
part
idea.
of all
He
of
has
this.
no idea what's happening right now.
No,
No.
he's on another planet.
Sam,
But he's gonna look.
Shane
at
has
her
eye
assembly.
holes.
It's gonna
Yeah,
blow
at
his
least
mind.
I do.
I love how muffled
Yeah,
Joe
Joe.
sounds.
Yeah, this thing doesn't have. It only has nose holes.
Is it nice?
I
Well,
can't
breathing
actually
is
DM this.
important. Are you gonna stay like that the whole time?
No, because you won't understand a thing I say. And I don't.
That's
I
fair.
can't see anyone's
That is
reactions.
true,
I couldn't
yeah.
see the chat.
Unmethus, why are you standing so far away? You could come closer.
I was just waiting for Sam to react.
I got little mittens.
You're
No
muted.
idea.
You're muted.
I saw it right away, dude. I wanted to let you do your thing, and
He knew it was
it's
coming.
good. It is good. It's clearly meant for a child though, because your head is way too large for it.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, not wrong. Shane wins 100.
Sam,
Hey,
Shane's one is
I
amazing.
hate it.
I
and I
had to
won't
tear
acknowledge
apart a
it.
stuffed animal to get this.
You don't. You, oh my god! You maimed a stuffed animal.
Yeah, I ripped its
Tore
skin off and took all the fluff
Oh
Are
out.
we
my
supposed to be
God.
dressed up?
All of us are you. Have you not figured
We
this out
picked our
yet?
favorite
Yeah, we're all-
character.
we
Picked
all
our
dressed
favorite
up as
character,
Gold, our
Sam.
favorite
Hang on. Just to
character.
clarify, so Dodger wears the costume I ordered last year, and then I look lame because she stole my costume in
No,
secret.
the
No.
bit is
Wearing
we're all you, Sam. We're all
the
dressed
bit.
as you.
Bree's a,
Joe
Bree's
said-
but Bree's a deer.
These are definitely barriers.
No one was
I will link
expecting
you the
this
page.
to happen. This exact outcome.
I thought everyone was just picking an animal because Bree was a deer.
No, we all went as
you're
our
all
favorite
you.
character.
Dress up as
No,
your
no, no.
favorite
Sam's fucking with
character.
us. This is how he fucking wins, dude. This is how he wins.
No, he's gonna pretend he's fucking with us now.
Get
But
over
he
yourself.
definitely wasn't. He was confused. Absolutely.
Tomorrow, can I see your costume, please?
I got sick right when Joe messaged me
On the
about getting
costume.
So there actually truly is not one for me because my brain was not present to order it.
It's okay.
For a
You get a
week.
pass.
Using COVID as an excuse.
Yeah, my one didn't come
Thanks,
with eye
guys.
holes.
It's a really nice present, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
Pete, you're just from Hot Topic.
Sorry.
Yeah, dude. I went to Hot
fucking cute. I
Topic.
could've
Yeah,
What's
actually-
the
Hot Topic, where
problem?
her bear is.
Is he really laughing at the fact that I went to Hot Topic?
No.
What's wrong with that?
Dude, Hot Topic it's popping. They got
How
a lot
are
of
they right
stuff
now?
in there.
Your hair looks
Hot
really nice,
poppin'.
Bree.
Oh,
What are
thank
they
you.
selling?
They
not
they
just-
honestly sell. I don't know. I just walked in there.
I don't know.
I was like, I need to find something to wear to a Halloween party.
A teddy bear ear beret.
Yeah,
It's
I will
cute.
wear
It's
this.
cute.
I
It's
will
good. It's a good
totally wear
plan.
this all the time.
It
Yeah.
does look like
should.
something you would actively wear. Like I would go into a
Right?
stream and see
I feel
that.
like an Animal Crossing character. Yes.
But yes, happy Halloween to you all. I guess I'm just gonna have to sit here like this the entire one because I can't wear this thing.
Oh,
no-
you think you
Can you
can't
do
wear
this?
yours?
yeah, no, that's
Wait,
fair. That's
Joe,
fair.
can you like
Mine
wear
is
it
a
over your
plastic
headphones,
mask.
like just on your head, like
There we
a
go,
hat?
yeah. Like a
That'd be
hood.
nice.
Sure.
Or just talk with your.
No, over the headphones. Oh,
He's-
Joe.
Over the headphones?
Yeah. So,
So
that
just,
way you don't
like-
have to compromise
So
your
your face
hearing.
is peeping
Oh,
out.
good plan.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's like-
yeah.
Yeah, like that.
You're like a
There we
hunter
go.
now.
Do you have the tag still on it because you're gonna return it?
Yeah. What is the lack of investment going on here?
Look, I can't laugh right now. I'm not allowed to laugh. So
Yeah, he's not allowed to laugh.
Wait, why aren't you allowed to laugh?
I had mouth
He had the-
biopsy on Friday, so I've got stitches in my mouth.
Oh, that's right. Oh
Yeah.
shit, I forgot.
So
You
they
can
told me I'm
be
not allowed to
called
laugh.
that.
Yeah, we can't do this then.
Hilarious.
Yeah, no, I have to
You
laugh.
can't-
Like, this is how I'm laughing right now. I have to go Santa. I go like, because I don't want to stretch. So I have to keep forcing myself to laugh like this. It's awful. Yeah, it is like that. I'm
We
like a
can all
gnome.
laugh like that in solidarity.
In solidarity.
This looks more like I'm like a Russian dude
chef.
wearing one of those
Yeah,
Ushankas.
it doesn't really work as well.
No, it's because it's not. If it was a bit more like that, then it might be okay.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's just
terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
some nightmare fuel.
Yeah, I really.
I'll sit back. I'll sit back during the episode.
I don't like how loosely it's like jiggling on your head.
Don't
bobblehead.
do it, dude. Don't do it, dude. Don't do it.
Don't make him laugh. It's very serious. It's
Well,
not funny.
welcome out to episode 110, everybody.
Dude,
Good
I
to
love
see
it because it moves. It's like it's talking on your head.
you. Yeah. Let's see. It's terrifying, but yes,
He's
the
gonna
tag is
just
definitely
sink
on.
down during a really serious moment. So we just need that.
Mhm. I'll whip it off during a
know-
serious moment, which you guys will probably not be tonight.
Wait, if you kept the tag on to return it?
That's right. Like he's got no
Look,
commitment.
dude, I have no more use for this thing. Okay, it was 15 quid.
Look at his mouth
Watching
trying
Joe
not to
try not to
smile.
laugh.
What if they?
Dude, I
What
can't.
if they see your
this is
stream
horrific.
and they're like, "You wore it. We can see that you wore it."
They won't watch. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, the tag's not facing. There you go. I faced the back of the tag. I'm sure they're lovely. Who would like to do the recap for tonight? If you got no shout-outs, because there is a recap now.
Oh shit.
My watch is over.
Oh my god.
Look,
You
I
got
can
the
be
whole
the
cover.
Hermione like usual, but
Go ahead, be the Hermione.
Either Dodger or I will be the Hermione. 'Cause I
yeah,
will
sure, I'll read
yeah.
it. Okay, last we left off, we witnessed the attack on Cloudsreach by the 10th Hell. We helped stem their invasion forces' advance and attempted to save as many of the populace as we could, prioritizing evacuating the princess. We gathered in the town south of the city, Shieldbrook. Unmethus arrived and finally agreed to work together with no secrets this time. And we agreed to rest for the night, knowing tomorrow could be the beginning of our war strategy.
You went to sleep that night. Each of you being given rooms in Shieldbrook, in the manor. So decent rooms. Some of them are larger than others, but rooms enough that they would have plenty of cotton in the sheets and kind of woolen pillows and mixture of just kind of blankets and whatnot. Each of you would have had your own room as well, and maybe exhausted from the day before, waiting for news and people to arrive from the north. But the next morning, each of you would awaken in those rooms to the sound of outside armies arriving. Only small forces, though. Contingents that might have rode off on horseback. Some which are arriving through portals. Or even villagers who are now starting to arrive from local villages where they've heard news on the road. But people are starting to gather to Shieldbrook. It's not a big enough town to fit hundreds of thousands, but it might fit in a good 10,000 people if they come here and build an encampment. But getting up in the day, you know that today is the day where a meeting will be called, where each of you can go and discuss what is to come going forward. Is anyone doing anything in particular in the morning?
I would, I guess, as everyone is kind of getting up and getting ready and whatever, and we're waiting around, I would find unmethus if he's
Okay.
about still.
Yeah, you would see him in his own kind of quarters. You'd see they've given him quite a big room. Both cautious, perhaps trying to facilitate a dragon, but also to try and and maybe not tempt fate by angering him. There's a kind of
Fair
a
enough.
confusion around him. So yeah, he's in his room. His door's wide open, and you see him in kind of front of the mirror, just practicing kind of faces and kind of almost like clearing his voice. He sees you in a glance of the mirror.
Knock on the door frame.
What do you want?
Can I have a minute?
Aye, I'm
Is that
stood right
okay?
here. Fine.
Okay. Can I come in?
You can stand in
It's
the
just sort
doorway
of-
if you want to shout, but you can walk into the room. Aye.
Okay. I'm gonna walk in. I'm just trying to be polite. Good morning.
Aye. Good morning to you as well. Is that what we're doing here now? Polite
Well,
mannerisms and all that? Do you want to
yeah.
ask how the weather is as well?
So generally, most people do that when they wake up, is they say good morning to their friends and their
This is what you wanted to
coworkers.
disturb me for. I don't have time for it.
The actual good morning part, no, you're making this so difficult. If there's a chair, I'm just gonna sit down, just like
Sure.
I wanted to apologize. I'm just holding myself like as rigid as she's ever held herself. I'm sorry that I called you old.
He turns and looks at you, a bit confused.
Because I meant it in a not friendly way. And I feel sort of bad about that. And I just want to apologize and
Is
kind
that
of...
really what you came here for? Because I don't even remember you calling me old. It's
It is
inconsequential.
partially. But I think this is maybe more of the reason that I came here. I feel like we don't work together as well as we could. And we don't have to be best friends, right? I mean, Basil's my best friend. I don't really need another best friend. You don't have to be my best friend. That's fine. And we don't even really have to be friends, all of us.
I wasn't
We have to
planning
get
to.
along. We have to get along, though. And I think maybe we're not doing that as well as we could. And so I kind of wanted to just acknowledge that and see if there was anything that we could do to maybe turn things around. And when I met you, I thought you were amazing. Because, of course, we saw your name and I started trying to figure out who you were. And I read all these stories. I went to the library, and I went and I got everything that I could. And you're so cool. And I thought, that's what I want to be like. That's what I want to do. And you're not like that. And that's okay, because people often aren't like the stories that are told about them. But I feel like I've tried, and we've all tried so hard to make you see us. And we've had to badger you and beg you to have you allow us to help you. And we were capable the whole time. And I felt like if we could just prove ourselves to you, things might be different and you might see us in a different light. And part of that is my thing. I don't know. I've always felt like I had to prove myself, and that has nothing to do with you. And I'm used to it. I really am. And I don't mind it, because I think that respect is earned and trust is earned. But I really wish that you were as worthy of our love and our respect as I thought your love and respect would be worth.
Well said. I think the problem here is expectations. On both sides, I was proven wrong about your people. Your group is capable. Perhaps even more capable than I. There might even be a chance, if ever we were to fight, that I would actually dare lose against you. I've come to understand that. But I'm not going to apologise for your expectations of me. I might put on a bravado, a personality that I want the world to see, but the reality is that what I love most is being praised. What I love most is exploring and being the first one to explore that. I don't like working as a team. I don't like the fact that I have to be with you now, fighting against the devils together. I don't like the fact that you killed Magnathor without me. I don't like the fact that I was too weak to go to that Godforged again, because I thought that I might be encompassed into it. But the reality is, that's who I am. And I've lived far too long to care what other people think. Or at least, on a private basis. We will work together. We will. We'll go off and we'll fight this evil invasion. Save the world. Maybe die along the way. But let's say we don't die.
I'd prefer to say that.
Sure. We're not going to be friends by the end. We're not going to fly off into the sunset just because we have the same blood. Right now, we're both a means to an end. We both have a mutual interest in this. But make it clear. I am not anyone's friend. I am a dragon. And if anything, I am worthy of your admiration. From just who I am. So, going forward, we will be open with one another. I will make sure that my dealings are open. Nothing remains private. And I will put trust in your team. But not because I like you. But I like what you're capable of.
Smile. Oh, we definitely couldn't really be friends. For sure. That wasn't really what I was trying to say, but I can understand why you would think that that's what I meant. I'm glad to have taken the time to chat, because I feel like you might not understand me a little bit better, but I understand you a little bit better, and I'm gonna do my best to take fewer digs at you, because it's not a nice thing, and I'm not really that person. And I hope that you're right. We're never going to be friends. You're never going to be friends with the rest of the group. But I would hope that at the very least, Basil has questions for you about being a bard, about his stuff. Maybe don't be so shitty to him. He really likes to talk about that stuff, and you're a pretty good bard, and you could probably teach him a lot.
I'll be sure to make sure that he has a hero in me. If he's a good enough bard, he can own it himself. He doesn't need tips.
He just likes talking about it. He's really excited about it.
Then find
That's all
a
you gotta do.
mirror. That's who I talk to. I guess the best thing about a mirror. Hey, don't talk back. This is why I don't like visitors. This is like when I choose why I do my public appearances and when I do them. This is why I don't share a stage with anyone. Tell your little friend Basil, Wedging luck was
He's
never
pretty
real.
tall.
None of you are tall. Not compared to me.
Well, right now, actually, it's just a...
It's ironic. I'm sure Basil is doing fine on his own. If anything, it'll be a nice learning experience for him. Don't make heroes about people you don't know. Bards weave stories. All I did was weave a bloody good one. Tricked him for long enough, didn't I? Anyway, I've got to get back to my morning routine, so if you don't mind fucking off.
I just lean back. Just gonna sit for a minute.
Looks around the room.
I start to get up. We'll fuck off, I guess. I can tell that you're happiest alone.
Good.
Which works out pretty well because it's really, really hard to tolerate you. And then I'll just walk out.
He turns back to the mirror. Does anyone else do anything in the morning? Doesn't make my head really warm. I've got to take it off.
It did
What's the line?
really
It's
heighten that
sweat.
scene, though.
That's the thing as well, right? I feel like today is probably the worst day to start doing scenes with a fucking skull's head on my head. Okay. I'll come back on that, sure.
It was hard to take you seriously. You know, serious RP, and it was just like bobbing.
Yeah. I can feel it. I can feel it.
I'd like to be alone. Giant bear head bouncing up and down.
I'd like to be alone. Assuming there's some like even minor sort of woodlands nearby,
Mm-hmm.
I think Fabio would kind of go for a walk by herself
Mhm.
and be pacing around and then look up. You around, bud?
Up in a tree, sat there on a branch, you see kind of thrown an acorn against the tree, and it somehow bounces back to him like a bouncy ball. He's just doing it in one of the branches. You see the fox of your patron. Doesn't look down to you.
Can I hop up there?
Yeah. You land on the branch.
She'll plop down next to him. Hey, you guys know there's a bunch of fucking demons invading, right? Is that a thing you guys are like keeping an eye on?
Catches the acorn. No. I come to you when I'm called because, well, you're one of my only thieves.
Okay. She'll like turn to him. Buckle up, bitch. All right, so there's a big portal that opened, and it's from, I guess, like the 10th layer of hell. And there's a shit ton of demons coming in here, and they're declaring war on the other layers of hell. And they want to chomp like a huge number of us to get souls so that they can fight the demons. And we think probably the second they start fighting those demons, then all the other layers of hell are also going to start chomping us. And pretty much everything that's alive here is going to be dunzo. Pretty quick.
Yeah. That's bad.
Yeah. That is bad, right?
Well,
Is
we
that-
don't want you guys gone.
I figured we're, at the very least, we're entertaining for you, right?
Yeah. In a lot of ways, yeah. We enjoy the compliment of the material plane. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. He just starts bouncing again.
Come on, man. Can you guys help us out? Or what? You're just not going to get involved? You're just going to let the shit happen? I know you can't, like, speak for everybody, but...
I can't speak for anyone. Holds the acorn and looks at. The Feywild is complicated on matters like this. We understand the role of mortals and we enjoy your accompaniment. However, the archfays mostly focus on one another. I'm sure they'll shed a tear, but to them it's like losing a dog. It isn't something that necessarily really will span far, but hey.
You're about to say something that's not comforting at all. I can feel it. Just say it.
I was gonna say, if you need a place to hide, I've enjoyed your company. In truth,
Thanks, man.
you've done more in this year, in the months I've known you, than pretty much anyone I've ever given a portion of power to. If you want to come to the Feywild, there's a place for you. Get away from all this. I mean, what else would you want from me? Some power?
No.
A few fairies? I don't know.
I don't want everything here to fucking vanish
Okay.
because a bunch of demons are pissed at each other, right? Like we're just collateral damage. Like that's shitty.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I would love to see the Feywild, but I want to prevent this. And I'm not necessarily asking for power. I'm asking if there's any way, if there's any possible way that any of you guys would help, would get involved.
The other archfey don't... How do I put this? Don't think any less of me, but they don't like me.
Okay. That's kind of a compliment to you. I feel like
yeah,
maybe.
I've not really struggled with that. However, they don't get involved in this kind of thing. Especially not with devils. The Feywild and devil don't go together. You know, it's like bread and cheese.
Bread and cheese are great together.
You mortals are strange.
Maybe the Feywild is. Maybe I shouldn't go there.
Well, there is something you could do.
All right.
And maybe it'll win a little favour. Well, see, I don't have much of a voice in the Feywild because, kind of lost my archfey status.
Okay.
I say
When?
lost.
When? Like a while ago?
Couple millennia.
Sure, yeah. Way before you met me, and we're like, I'm an archfey. I can totally give you power. It's gonna be sick.
Well, technically, I can give you power.
You gave me power.
I gave you
that
power.
that part. Yeah.
The archfey bit, though, I'm an archfey in the works. I technically should be an archfey. There's a set amount of us at a time. And I was one.
Oh, so you gotta like knock one off?
No, because I don't think anyone else has my role. I was mischievous. I was a thief. And I stole from the wrong archfey. I used to have a brooch. The brooch was of significant power.
Okay.
It signified me as an archfey.
But you don't know where it is now?
Oh, I know where
Or it was
is.
taken. Oh, okay.
The archfey, a god of bears, if you will. A broad, very dangerous man with, you're like this, practically impenetrable skin, so something you're used to. Well, he took a distaste for me when I stole from him. So I've always believed in a little bit of thieving here, thieving there. He decided to take my stealthy, dexterous nature and apply brawn to it. Attacked me. Bullied me a little bit, and took my brooch,
Okay.
which rid me of my archfey status. The thing is, I've been trying to get this brooch back now for, a couple of thousand years, as you do. And the problem is that he knows my scent. He can smell me 10 miles away.
Right. I see where this is going.
Doesn't know yours.
Sure. Okay. So I get you the brooch. You become an archfey. You have more swing, so to speak.
Yes. The wearer of that is an archfey.
Okay.
Don't. He looks at you.
Would-
Don't get any
Don't
bright
what?
ideas.
Oh, like I take the brooch? Oh, my
yeah, like you did.
gosh.
Oh my god. Yeah. What would
Yeah, oh
happen
my
if that
gosh.
happened?
I could be an
You
archfey.
could be an archfey.
Don't worry.
Mhm.
You guys don't think that
Mhm.
bread and cheese go well together. I couldn't live there.
Like that's what would stop her. Oh wait.
I don't know. What's the cuisine like? Okay, where is this guy? Is he here on this plane?
No. He's in the Feywild.
Okay.
I could get you there. The manner of the brooch is a little, might be hard to acquire. It's, no, actually, no, I'll let you agree to it first.
That's some tricky shit.
Mm,
You want me to say, yeah, of course I'll do it.
yes.
And then you'll be like, okay, here's all of the X, Y, and Z's of why this is fucking impossible, and you'll probably die.
See? There you go.
Yeah, I'm really starting to understand how you operate. Wait,
Hmm.
so can I ask a couple questions first?
Sure. I'm an open book.
Do I have to do it alone?
No. No, you bring your friends. They'd make for good distractions.
I knew you were gonna say that. Okay. Is there a specific time that we would need to get it done? Does he
No.
have like a weird sketch?
No. It's.
Does he hibernate? Is he an actual bear dude?
Oh, he doesn't sleep.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, sure. Sounds fun. Yeah, I'll
good.
do it.
So it's located in his hedge crown, the crown he always wears. We're going to have to make you very, 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 very small, and you're going to have to enter into the hedge crown full of dangers and find it probably at the center.
Go in the crown?
Yes.
The shit in his crown?
Yes.
Okay.
You're going to have to be
Alright.
extremely small.
Okay. Sounds fun. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Good.
So I go in the crown. Do you get us in the crown?
I could make you small. I could get you
But
there.
we would have to get to the crown.
Well, I'll get you in front of him under the guise of my audience. You slip off of my shoulder. You get into the crown. You find your way through the hedge maze. Get to the center, get the brooch, get it back to me, and
Okay. So, okay. Yeah. We just have to get it done before he's like pissed that you're there and you have to leave.
yes.
Okay.
Essentially, we'll have probably a good 20 minutes or so from my shoulder to the crown to the brooch to getting out.
Okay.
I could try and buy some more time, but the hedge reacts to his mood. So,
So don't piss him off and we'll be fine.
okay.
As a person who also easily pisses people off, I feel for you, but you know, this is like a mutually beneficial situation, right?
Exactly.
We don't die in the crown. You get to be an archfey, so we'll just all like behave ourselves, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Do that.
Okay.
I become an archfey. I'll see what strings I can pull.
Okay.
No pressure on the time, though.
Okay. This means I'm gonna have to tell everybody that you exist. Just I need you like
You didn't tell them?
no. What? No.
I thought by now you would have just let it slip at least.
Well, no, Fia saw you. Well, no, Fia saw me talking to nothing and then asked what was going on, and I panicked.
I just thought
But no,
you might
nobody
have
else
let
knows.
slip.
No. Are you hurt?
Well, I
Are you
don't-
sad that I haven't been like, I have to tell you about my patron?
I
He's
just
so
thought-
cool.
Exactly. I thought maybe, you'd pretend to me that you never said anything, and then
Oh, I see. No, I hadn't told. I'm gonna tell them now, though.
okay.
Okay, well, that's great. It doesn't matter.
All right. Well, if you do tell them though, I'll be very tempted to make you look like you're insane, and I'm not real. Just because you didn't tell them before.
But if you do that, there's it's way less likely that I will get that brooch and you will be an archfey again.
That's true.
So
And we do need the big one
fucking
alive.
hold
so make
it
sure
in.
that he survives,
Yeah.
because the brooch is going to be quite larger when it's inside there. It's a very small brooch, but when you're inside
Okay.
there, you're going to need someone strong enough to carry it.
Okay. Fuck. This is gonna be so hard to pitch. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So just make sure the big one, Basil, stays alive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also who I was thinking of. All right. Well, go back
Joe
to.
tried not to laugh. Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
He fucked his own self right there.
Fabio will look at the acorn in his hand and be like, well, enjoy whatever it is you were doing before I bugged you.
All right.
And I guess I'll talk to you soon. And she'll just jump down.
Reach out when you're ready. And you see the acorn land beside you.
Okay. And she'll walk back.
Okay. Is anyone doing anything else in the morning?
Nothing of mechanical value, I don't think.
Anything else? I'd wait till everyone was up.
I think once Adelward woke up, he probably would have started just like flipping through the pages of Zalfel's book, like looking for anything that maybe was missed. Any leads, anything at all.
Everything with the 10th hell, gone. Specifically that.
Does it look like more pages were like removed? Because we saw like the bit where like the portal information to the 10th. Like, would there have been more information
I think if
that
I
has
look at the
been
book,
removed?
no. I think the book
Okay.
only mentions all of the hells in one section. The other portions are about
Yeah.
demons and a couple other things like curses. So no.
Okay.
Specifically, it was just about the portal section.
Actually, can I spend some time trying to make something like tack just for the purpose of talking to people or calling people, basically?
Sure.
It doesn't need to do like the money conversion into jewels or any of that special stuff.
Yeah, I would say you could probably make a basic tack. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh,
So
shit.
now we have two
I would
tacks.
say
That was a
your
smart
one,
idea.
if it's uncommon, I would imagine yours probably, you always have to roll no matter if you're on the same plane. So on a 1, it will
Okay.
fail.
Okay, that's
but-
valid.
Otherwise, it can cast sending.
Okay, can I use it?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to try to contact Affy.
Okay.
I roll 10.
You're good. It goes through.
Okay. Hey, my love. So bad things are happening here. Don't worry, I'm okay. But basically gonna be away from home a bit longer than anticipated. I love and miss you.
You'd hear it back. You're always finding a new adventure. Be safe. I know you'll get back fine. You can tell me about it then. I'll ever miss you too.
She's so good. Okay, cool.
Okay. If there's nothing else in the morning. Well, this is right in the morning. This is like 6 a.m. sharp. At about 7:30ish, you can hear as the main hall has been set up with a large table being brought in. You can see a map of Velreath kind of being brought and laid across it. Many people are entering and arriving and going into the main hall. And you can
Is
see.
there?
Yeah.
If I see the princess, I would like to go up to her, and if I don't, I'd like to see if we have an opportunity to talk to her without a shit ton of other people around.
During the setup phase of the room, you could do it then. She's
Okay.
in there though. She'll be there. She hasn't slept.
Okay. So once our party was all in there,
Mm-hmm.
if we could grab a second with her, I would like to.
Yeah.
Hi. Good morning.
She looks across all of your group.
Yesterday I said that
I could
we
use your
might be able.
device.
Yeah. So it's morning. Do you want to?
Yes.
You might want to not be around other.
Just tell me. No. Just tell me how to use it.
Okay. I'll look at Basil because I think Basil had tech last, right?
Mm-hmm. I pull it out, and I also pull out the one I made, and I'm like, I actually, guys.
Oh
so,
shit!
yes, it seems like
Tech.
yeah. I already used it today, but if anyone, if we have to make 2 calls in one day, anyway, here's tech.
That's so smart. Nice.
Takes it. How do I use it?
Okay, so all I have to do is say flutter. It's a command word, and you can choose
Yes.
to just have audio.
Okay.
They would hear it in their heads, or you can choose to send an image, which anyone with them would see. It has a chance of failing, but
Okay.
you just think about them.
Takes it to the
Do you
side.
want-
Flutter. And she whispers. Near aboard the second strand. Tack remains silent. She looks across to you. Did I do it wrong?
No, you didn't.
So why didn't it work?
If he doesn't light up, it means the person you're trying to reach can't be reached.
Like,
And
they might be
generally-
unconscious, they might be asleep. She kind of like runs. They're dead.
Yeah.
Marla Strand. Nothing happens and she just presses against her chest. Walks to you, hands it back.
Sorry.
I expected it. I just hoped for... It is best to focus on those who are living right now. Many people have lost people, and we shouldn't... Thank you for letting me use it. The meeting will start momentarily. We have arrivals from several places of Westmourne, and also some from Cloudsreach that came in during the night. There's good news and bad. She walks straight to the head of the table. You can see people starting to ready things. Where do you guys stand at the table? You're going to be closer to her at one of the ends. You can see there's like a gathering of different lords and kind of higher positions, some soldiers coming in and whatnot.
I would like to stand kind of behind her so I can watch everyone reacting to her. That makes sense.
You can see behind her as well, one of the soldiers that has arrived is the same one that rushed towards the city and let her go in the teleport. He survived, he's here, and he stood behind her, along with a couple of the other guards which came along. Around the table, a series of people have kind of arrived. You see some of the most noticeable ones are in long kind of bluish robes with red lining around the front, almost like a scarf, but it actually comes down like an adornment. You see Yuan Ti, kind of a snake-like person. She's got green hair, like a light green hair, like a lime, and kind of very like sharp features, like a snake. She stands there at the end in her long wizard's robes. You see another one, fairly close to the princess, bald as the day he was born, with no eyebrows, very, very soft green lips, and very kind of broad eyes that you realize he doesn't have eyelids as he watches around the room. Very silent man. You saw him as you walked past him in the crowd. You'd see as well Lord Nestor stood there, the Lord of Shieldbrook. He stood in the back. And then also a kind of an elderly man wearing kind of a little bit torn garbs, which he's kind of thrown over a jacket over it, wearing almost like a robe-like cloak to cover up some of his torn garbs. But an elderly man who looks very tired, like he hasn't slept at all, is sitting there at the table. Other than that, you can see several guards, several soldiers, people that have clearly only just arrived, some local lords that have come together. And the princess kind of calls out to the group as a whole. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for attending. We're going to start with the things we do know. Right. Edric Moore? Could you give a report? You see him step forward and say, this is the elderly man. I was present inside the keep when it collapsed. Friend, he points to the one with no eyelids, the bald one, had myself and Commander Miles Ennison, along with several other guards, evacuated. We saw the king and queen die. See, the princess just kind of holds her expression. We saw many others die. The situation is dire, and a guard steps from behind him, and it's the same guard that rushed into the city, which you can take to mean Miles Ennison. If I may speak, Your Grace. She nods her head. We have a list of the confirmed dead, some missing in action, and those who survived from the High Court. Confirmed dead. The King and Queen, along with Captain Abassi and the entirety of the Goldmane Company. Roman Ode, the royal advisor, was killed in the main hall. Amani Weira, Duchess of the Yesterlands, died fighting her way inside. Her daughter Shani has survived. Sir Urion Esmir, commander of High March's armies, has been confirmed dead, crushed by one of those Titan creatures. We are missing Zortha, the Archbishop, Grand Marshal Salesh Bloodscream, Dalek Fennington, though he was at the festival and is believed that he could have survived, and Baroness of Northern High March, Rolana Lass, and both of her husbands. Alive, Edric Moore, the Royal Treasurer, Princess Alara. Injured, Archmage Victor Coraz, the Royal Magus, currently being tended to. And Ryle Vethamul, the Baron of Northern Yesterlands, is also alive. However, his mind has been shattered. Other lords and ladies were mostly believed to be at the festival, with very few up in the royal courts. More names will be coming in. We're expecting bastions of soldiers to arrive in the next few days. Those on horseback to be arriving by tomorrow. Those on foot within the next few days. We do have word that the devils have not been advancing, but instead entrenching outside of Cloudsreach. We arrived message today that they've been building trenches outside itself, and they seem to be building a stronghold, using it as a line of defense. Right now, we're only a day into this war, but we know that they are not currently advancing on our position. Word has been sent out to every lord and lady inside of Westmore. We've been joined by several here. Points over towards the UNT. That is Master Terwind of Oxenfold Academy. Master of War Mages and Evocation Magic. She's kindly...
What's his name?
Her. Master Terwind. Terwind. As we wait for more, and for word back, we're here to discuss our next advancement. The princess has advanced my rank to commander of High March's armies in these matters. I've assumed that, but going forward, we're going to need to build an offense to retake the city. He looks down the full table. The princess nods her head. With the war happening in the east, we're going to need to pull back some forces in High March and hope the Estelans can hold against Kessex in the meanwhile. We'll need to be calling any favours from local, any lords or ladies from Crestle. You could perhaps make a deal there. Mr. Moore, have we the coin to hire mercenaries? He looks across. We can try to amass it and call in emergency funds. Very well. Commander, what is our strategy? He looks down. Once we gather our forces, we've lost the city. That much is known. If they are entrenching now so they might advance later, we don't know. However, we do have one captive. Friend managed to capture one of the lower-ranking cultists that are currently in the dungeons of Lord Nestor as we speak, being interrogated. If we can get more information, we might be able to find their goings-on and their future plans. But currently, we have no reason to believe that they are going to advance on our position. Our hope is to build up enough of a force, and we would need a sizable one to retake the city. The magic of Godsbane has held them back and slowed the advancement of their soldiers, but it has not been enough. We predict in 3 days a full invasion force will have arrived within the confines of Cloudsreach. An army we were estimating by the numbers that were coming through at maybe 80,000. Perhaps more. And Commander, do we have those kind of numbers to fight back? Not currently, but we can conscript. But we're going to need allies. Unmethus stumbles through the door at that point, pushes through, walks just right past everyone. Walks over towards the back. Doesn't sit on the throne, but stands next to the princess as if he's kind of equal footing. The commander looks across all of you. We're calling upon allies. Do we have your alliance in this?
Yeah.
Very well.
I think if they're entrenching, that will buy us some time, and I think I'm speaking for myself, although I'm sure the rest of my friends would agree that we want to help, but I think we can also reach out to people that we know and see what we can do to bring more allies in.
All right. The resources we currently have on hand, with local lords advancing, we'll have 4,000 troops by the end of the week, amassing outside of Shieldbrook. We're expecting an estimated number of 20,000 more soldiers, though that would be bringing some from the front line. Princess, this will be a difficult battle. And this is one we can delay. as long as you will it. But as soon as those men arrive, we can make a forward push straight onto the city. She shakes her head. The city is lost. That much we have to accept at this point. I will not have soldiers throw away their lives meaninglessly. Mr. Luck, what is it that you propose? Or should I say unmethus? Yes, Mr. Luck, is it good enough for me? And he just leans and stands on like a step, climbs onto the table, leans onto it. I mean, your best bet is to make sure that that group over there is given all the resources they need, because they're likely to be the ones to save the day in this. You can throw all the men you want at the entirety of this port. You can throw 100,000 men at them. You still need people to kill whoever's leading the charge, and I can tell you right now, you throw an army of 50,000 at an archdevil, they'll die. Especially if they see it coming. So I would ask first, what you think Godsbane should do? You're lucky to have them on your side. He kind of glares at you, Fear, for a moment. All eyes in the room turn to all of you.
Suppose I should get my people then.
Yeah, that would probably help.
Is this going to be our staging ground, Shieldbrook? This is where we're going to gather everyone?
The commander looks across to you. It's a 3-day march from here to get there. We have walls. We can bring in supplies. It won't be enough to stage an entire army, but we can build encampments outside.
How far inland is Shieldbrook above board?
On the map, I don't think Shieldbrook is technically on the map for you guys. If I can find my other map for you, I can throw it on.
Oh, the OG
but
map?
It is, yes.
The crewmen would literally have to sail from the
Yeah.
backside of Fjordhelm.
So it is a long journey.
Unless it has to be on the coast somewhere.
Fia says, is there a nearby teleportation circle? What's the closest teleportation circle?
You see,
Do we know?
The person who then speaks
Not
up
in
then would
Cloudsreach.
be the Archmage from Oxenfold. She looks across to all of you and says, Oxenfold has one. Cloudsreach has one. One could be established nearby. But Oxenfold is not a terribly long journey.
Okay. Okay.
If we wish to put Oxenfold into this, we can start establishing a large territorial set of teleportation circles.
Would you have people available that we could send out to send people back
What do you mean by
with
this?
them? I mean, do you have, if we, scratching my bare head, if we want to, for instance, go to Fjordhelm and Godsgold's people, do you have anyone available to potentially come with us or travel there separately and help transport everyone? I don't know how many
and marching would take weeks.
and I don't know if they have enough people that could that I don't know how many people they have available to teleport.
We can try. But we've not en masse brought as many people as we can. We can try. We might have people to do that, yes.
Okay.
Wait, what if we used Cadvans?
I was thinking that too. Cadvan, We can send people from Tithmore. We can.
Oh
we have
God,
to
that's
ask
got to
him.
be easier, right? We
We
just
can send
open
people from
doors.
Tithmore. We can send people from Holm. The other location is Ulbridge. None of those are that close to here, but it would get us closer.
He's got to say yes.
I would assume he would.
It would be whack if he didn't say yes. I'm not saying we shouldn't ask, but like,
Yeah. So,
Okay, I found the map, by the way, so I was searching it for it at the same time. This is just the rough estimate map of... I won't put it on the screen for you, chat, just because it is just in a Discord message at the moment, but I can get up on later. In fact, I'll post it in the Discord for anyone who's watching live. It'll be
nice.
in Godforged General, just so anyone...
Oh, this is sick.
how far is it from Advent to Shieldbrook?
Advent to Shieldbrook?
Yeah.
You're probably talking in that kind of distance. Because it's along one of the main roads as well, it's easier to travel. Probably a good week. Maybe 6 days of travel.
And how far would it be from Oxenfold to Shieldbrook?
2 weeks. That's
Okay.
pushing into yesterday.
And there was there a circle in Advent, or were they just TPing in and out? I can't remember.
In Advent, no, they were just TPing in and out.
Okay.
No permanent circle yet.
All right. How many
Where's
people are in the
Cadvan's
room?
nearest store?
From you guys right now,
Tithmore?
yeah, I mean, technically, Tithmore or Albridge. Like, you're talking across continent for that. Across region. This is just region, the continent.
Okay. How many people are in the room?
Probably about 15, 20,
Okay.
including guards.
Oh,
I thought you
there's
said
Oxenfold.
gods.
Yeah, wait, what? Well, just ask them. Job done. I have an idea that I am reticent to discuss with everyone and would prefer a smaller council with the princess and maybe, I just forgot the guy's name is Chakin, the new head of the army.
You.
Oh, the commander.
Points. Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe just a smaller group. But I have another potential idea.
I can get you guys a list of names as well soon. But this is the guy. Just so you can write it down. Commander Miles Ennison.
Got it. Okay, thank you. I think that we can make a list and start going through them, reaching out to everyone we know. Commander, has there been sightings of any other portals? Is it still only the one?
One that we know of, but we are also 9 hours out from the attack. We'll know
Right.
more as the days go by. Currently, we have a list of potential mercenary companies that we've rolled up overnight. Ones that we think that might be sizable enough to fight in a war. These are our options currently. Depending if we can get the coin for it, the Unbowed. They host a stronghold of 10,000 men under Sir Wensley Rays. It costs 40,000 gold a day to host that army. The Crystal Dex Company is also available. 200 mages, 4,000 gold a day. The Frosthorns, up in Fjordhelm. We've had their contact for a while now. 600 raiders, 10 ships, 1.5k a day. The Widegrin Company, led by the Crier, assassins. We need to take out a key target. Each one of those assassins cost 1k gold per job. The Warborn Raiders over in Crestfall might also be looking for work. They'll be 8,000 strong. They would cost 15,000 gold a day. The Undersons of Undersun, 5,000 gold a day, but that would bring us Dwarven Artillery.
We've been undercharging.
And Nevertails, 3,000 soldiers, 3,000 gold a day from the Vahazi. That'd be a hard one to transport, but cheaper men, cheaper resources.
What would it take to set up a teleportation circle in Fjordhelm?
A couple of majors. To get a permanent one would take a year.
A year. If we can get...
But we don't need a permanent one.
No. So if we can get one here started, if we can get... I don't really know how to make them. I just know how to use them.
What if,
so
sorry.
No.
What if we hired the 200 mages to bring the Kriegvan?
Could be done.
Yeah. Okay.
Above board.
Mm.
This is where I can introduce the factions reputation system to you.
Oh God.
There are many
No.
factions across the entirety of the continent, and all of them could be available for convincing. Essentially, the reputation system works in the following way. Every single one of the kind of factions you've come across, be it singular strong entities, small towns or villages, or even up to full-on nations and princes and kings and whatnot, I've basically determined a reputation setting that you're currently on with them. To go there and ask for favor, you can ask for different things, be it basic materials, artillery, armaments for your army, or even a small contingent of soldiers, or even a full-on army. You can ask for all you want. The standing levels are from negative up to the best: hostile, detested, suspicious, neutral, admired, favored, venerated. For example, Scold and all of you as a party are venerated with the Kriegvan. What that allows you to do is the DC that I will set will be a -12 off of that DC. So if I set something at 25, it'll be a 13 with them because of Scold's position with them. Hostile, which, let's say if you were still alive, you'd be hostile with her, so you went in our favor with her, it'd be a +12 to the DC. So a 25 would become a 37. Each of those goes up in increments of 4. So detested is a +8, suspicious is a +4, neutral is flat, admired is a -4, favored is a -8, and venerated is a -12. So all the different factions will have a setting or a standing that they have their opinion of you right now, and that will depend what you do. There's some benefits here and there which you'll get when you go meet with them. For example, venerated, the first roll you make will always be made with advantage, whereas hostile, one failure is likely to lead to an aggression, a fight. So, across the board, I have gathered, I won't spoil them for you because it lets you guys think about which factions you can go and approach. But I would say, possibly, if I was to count right now, real quick, probably roughly 50 factions, or potential people to approach, that you could approach all around the entirety of the continent.
How many?
About 50, I'd say. Roughly. So, could be from anywhere. You have no real limit. You can try and convince everyone. Timing will come into play, the longer you spend out trying different ones and whatnot. As some might come with favors if you fail the persuasion checks. But it gives you a chance to kind of grab supplies from different people, grab armies from different people, and start to build allies wherever you can get them.
Okay.
And you can also make rolls if you want to determine, like, hey, I don't really know much about the Vahazi as a player, but my character might know what kind of factions could we go after there and stuff like that. So you can also make rolls like that. I'm not going to screw you guys over for forgetting about something from 50 episodes ago when it was 6 months ago for your character. For now, I would say all of us wait. Start gathering forces. Keep our information coming. And arrange for the crowning of Princess Ilara. She looks up, and what of my brother? We believe he is absolutely okay. He's in the Yesterlands, as last reported. Nothing to worry about, wasn't present in Cloudsreach at the time. She nods her head. He should be informed. Of course. For now, we'll adjourn this meeting. unmethus kind of speaks up and goes, and I would allow God's Bane to interrogate your captive if they wish. And looks across to all of you. Granted. For now, this council meeting is adjourned until we get more information. We'll keep updating inside here as if any survivors or confirmed dead. And you see they start getting up. People start moving over to the corners of the room and talking. And the princess just kind of stands at the edge of the table, just looking down at the map.
I guess I'm standing by her, so I would say, would you like? Tack can still be used because it wasn't actually used for the message, right? So Tack still got a call in him, right, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess I would say to the princess, would you like to try to reach your brother and tell him yourself?
Thank you. I will. She hold out her hand to take it off you. She takes it, goes off into like the corner of her room. You hear her say it and you hear it light up. And she has a quiet conversation with her brother. You all stood around the table still. What would you like to do?
Basil? Can you make more of those?
I don't see why not.
I was just thinking, like, if we're gonna leave and go do stuff, we could, like, maybe leave one here or something.
Yeah, definitely. I think it takes me like an hour to make or so.
I have another idea. But it's gonna take either you or Adelward to do it. I feel like we should plane of diplomacy the princess, the commander, and Haman, and Eschatalin, and whoever they want to bring. I sent him a message yesterday to tell him what was going on, but we get like 25. Well, I sent him like 3 messages. But still, that's only like 75 words. That's not really enough to really explain what. But I think they should talk because it's just gonna. They have to stop.
Having a war right now is really cringe.
It's really bad, right? It's really bad.
It's really
So we need to just get them in the same room and make them stop. Encourage them, gently encourage them to stop.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
But I feel like, right, they're just going to keep thinking like, oh, what if we can't pull all these people back because of Cossacks? And what if we could just it's not going to be that easy, but what if we could just take that out of the equation, at least for now?
Right. Mm.
And then once we know the answer to that, we can figure out where we're going to go, what we're going to do, and who we're going to contact.
Should we do that now?
I feel like sooner rather than later, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I mean, kind of depends how she's going to feel after this shit points to her in the corner.
Yeah.
Well, we'll wait till she's done with her.
Should be done by now.
And then we'll ask
it's only
her.
like a half a minute it takes to use that thing. So she'd walk back over, hand it back to you. Appreciate that.
Oh, okay, good. I have an idea, but it's gonna take your buy-in. I just didn't want to say it in the full group of people. Would you be willing to? Do you know what the plane of diplomacy is? That spell? Have you ever?
No.
Okay, so it's basically exactly what it sounds like, and it allows parties who maybe might not get along that well to talk in a space where no aggression can happen at all. It's completely neutral and completely safe. And I feel like it would be a good idea for you and your commander and maybe whoever else to come with us into there and meet with Haman and stop the fighting so that you can focus.
This is going to be a difficult ask.
I know.
You don't know the extent. This war hasn't been as simple as starting and stopping. To stop would require diplomacy and negotiations to come to some sort of agreement. The problem with that is the agreement would always end with Kessex being broken off from Westmore. Now, whether you believe that is right or wrong, there are many lords in the Yesterlands and even in Eastern Highmarch, even in Southern Highmarch, that still benefit from trade under Westmorn as a whole nation. My father spent the last year this war has been going on in consistent, constant talks with other lords, offering them things to tell them now I'm the first action I do as a queen would be to end this war, cut off their trades, might lose their support. You have to also realize that many of them were not there.
I think,
Can you just pause it?
yeah, like we can't.
Like, come on, you're all gonna get your souls sucked out if we don't deal with this shit. Just redirect. Everybody's ready to fight. Just tell them, okay, don't fight that way. Fight that way for a hot minute, you know?
It feels like it's worth a chance to get you two in the same room.
We might be able to come to some sort of stalemate agreement. The problem is that if it gets out, there might be lords that... This is difficult.
To be honest, I'm not super good at diplomacy. I like to kind of just say stuff and get moving, and I think my friends do too. So I don't really know what you can say to them, right? I don't know what you can say to assuage their fears other than being alive is pretty good, and being alive with less trade is probably better than being dead with
That is that.
no trade. I'm sure you can.
You saw Lord
know
Nest's
them.
reaction.
I did.
He had that reaction because he didn't see what we saw. There are certain lords and ladies, noblemen and women, that don't know an arrow has been shot at them until it strikes them in the chest.
If we could show them, would that help?
Possibly. But these things are delicate. It might take time, but I am willing to speak.
I'm gonna look at Adelward. Is there a way that, and Timmy, when you scry, only you can see it, right? Like do either of you have a way that like you can show people something from far away? Or, I mean, I can, and I will minor illusion, like I can do that, but no one would really know if that was true or not. I could just make anything up.
Well, I mean, I could take someone with Windwalk. Not like anyone would notice us in the clouds.
Fabio starts laughing. I love the idea of you taking a fucking noble right into the shit and being like, look.
Well,
Detective.
it'd be convincing. Alternatively, yes, there are. I mean, I could make as close to a recreation of what I saw with any number of illusion spells.
The problem is that's you making it. They need to know.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, obviously I show people stuff all the time, but they could just be like, whatever, she's making it up. It's not that.
Taking someone.
I feel like the best way would be secretly taking someone, but that is risky.
With a Could we do could we put someone on the chariot?
The chariot? I mean, those wizards, whoever those spellcasters were, certainly would have been able to see me if I was in the ethereal plane. I'm almost positive of it.
I guess we can ask the headmaster or whatever of the academy. Maybe she knows something a different way. I don't know. I just feel like, right, that's going to be the tough part. They're going to be like, but my trade. And we're going to be like, but the spire melted. I think it's still worth a shot. I think the first step is to get the two of them to talk, right? I'll look at the princess. I can send a message beforehand if you want to try now.
How many people can come?
Looks at Basil and Adelward.
Damn. The problem is I don't have this. We use the spell so much, but it's not actually on my sheet because it's not.
Yeah, because we never.
I, know, I can't remember how
It's like 10 or 12. 12.
Joe sent. I think it's 10. It's probably 10.
That sounds right.
10 or 12 what? People in total?
Yeah.
To be allowed to the.
I can try and find it.
If you do, can you like send it to me again? Because I need to like pin it.
You know, I was just searching. I was like,
Yeah.
Give me a sec. I gotta find it somewhere.
we're all just
I get
staring.
the weird feeling it's going to
blank-eyed.
come up a lot in the next couple sessions.
Mm-mm-mm. 2 secs. It is 12 people, 12 willing creatures, which you're familiar with.
Okay. So 6 of us. You can get 3 people, and he gets 3 people.
I don't have to go. I don't know that I would
I think
It's
watching this
even.
is going to just make me mad. So I think Basil, you handle this one.
You guys
That's
wanna?
fine.
Okay. Well, then you can have 4, and he can have 4.
Quietly in the
As long as
background,
it's even.
I would just like to save my spell slot because I have an idea for
Okay.
something
That's
else.
fine. Yeah.
She nods her head. All right.
Okay. I'm gonna just send him a message to just get a random plane of diplomacy, like what the fuck is happening? I guess. Should I do that? I'm just gonna do it. I'll just stand right there
Just
so
to
everyone
tell
can
you.
hear.
There might be rumor. And whilst this thing all unravels, if we do manage to sort this and you're involved, there might be rumor linking you to a conspiracy.
I'm sure.
My parents dying, and suddenly I take power, and I end the war, or put it in some sort of stalemate. People will talk.
People talk all the time.
You're not ending the war, we are.
Get over yourself, Alara. All right. I'll cast sending to Haman. You're about to get an invitation to a plane of diplomacy meeting with us and Princess Alara Strand. You can bring 4 people. She's gonna bring 4 people. Now's our chance. That's all I'll say.
Okay. Responds with, I don't know what you're pulling, but very well.
Fuck, dude. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
She points out the people that she wants to come with are Commander Miles, and also friend the bald character.
Okay.
She only brings 2. Who are you targeting with the spell then?
Who should I target beyond the king? Do you have any ideas for any other ones he would want to bring, or like?
I would
besides
say
us, probably.
Ashatalin
Yeah.
and the Vahazi wizard guy, Rathazir, the guy that like gave you the ride to the Vahazi.
Worth is it? Yeah.
Okay.
And I can't really think of anyone else.
Could you brain text him?
I can ask him. Do we want to try to? I guess not. I was going to say we could also invite Cadwin because we might need to use this shop, but we can do that part later. I'll brain text him again.
Okay.
She's going to bring 2. So she'll have 3 total. You should probably only bring 2. Who do you want them to be?
Bring Cecilia Ort and Rethazin.
That was my other one. Okay. I'll tell Basil.
Okay, so that's 5, 6, 7, including me and Fia. Does anyone else want to come?
Like,
that's
no way,
8.
fuck that.
Staying
No.
here.
Okay. Okay. So looks like it's gonna be us and a bunch of political figures.
It's gonna stop a war.
Believe
It's
in you
fine.
guys.
Stop
Thank
the crash
you.
day.
Puts her feet up on the table. Have fun.
I looked to see if there was any breakfast laid out, and I grabbed a snack.
Good idea. I'll give a bardic inspiration to Fia before we go in, just in case.
You get one. Oh wait, you get one.
I get one every day.
right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So if we need to do some charisma twin bullshit, we can pull it off.
Okay.
Okay. You cast
I'll
that.
cast it.
The familiar. Are you choosing what do you want the destination to look like, or are you just going to go for the standard Elven Hall?
Does anyone have allegiances to elves in either direction? Would I know that?
Yeah. Right. Like, I
No,
fucking hate
elves live in
elves.
both.
Okay. Okay. Well, okay. So maybe like the standard oven hall, but with the addendum of like calming, like incense as well. If I could
Okay.
like specify, like
Yeah.
just a very calming environment.
Okay.
Maybe some gentle music and like just very
Mhm.
calm.
You summon the spell, conjure the idea. The familiar elf arrives in front of all of your group. You've been invited to the Plane of Diplomacy spell. Explains the rules as he usually does. And the portal opens, allowing your party to enter.
All right. Basil's gonna like offer his arm to Fia to like link arms with her to walk in. Let's do this. Let's stop a war.
Okay.
One sec.
We go in.
You head into the portal. And you see on the other end the portal opens up. And coming in at separate times are the king, Haman, and Cecilia Ort, the elderly woman that Basil you ran into so long ago with the courting moment back when you were winning favor.
Ah, yes.
Before
We
get
don't
to that
mention
scene,
that to Affy.
what does everyone else wanted to do during this? Yes, everyone else who's not gone inside, just so we get a mixture of ideas. If you're doing anything at all. You don't have to. It means so that we're not leaving anyone out.
Scott would be irritated that he offered the Krigmen and no one proposed a solution to help him get them there, so he'll just fucking storm off.
Okay, fair enough.
I think Alward's just kind of sitting around looking at the book still. I think he's just going through it over and over again in his head.
Yeah, Bobby is probably just chilling.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just make in case you had anything to do so you don't we don't cut you out of the episode for so long for not doing the diplomacy. Then we can go straight into the diplomacy. You would pass into the room. You can see on opposite sides of the tables as their party slowly walks in. Cecilia Ort is confused. Rethazir looks kind of excited. And she's like, what is this? And the king goes, please have a seat. Princess walks in. Friend sits down as well. The princess sits at one end. The king sits at the other. And the commander stands by her side. Cecilia Ort sits near the king. Rethazir kind of walks around, looks at the elven statues, and looks over towards your group. That is fascinating, by the way, that you are able to cast a spell. This is one of the spells that has been lost for years. Huh. Impressive spell.
Thank you.
And he walks over and he kind of sits down in front of
sly
Cecilia
thumbs
Ort.
up.
Kind of leans in next to her and just kind of like whispers to her what the kind of spell general idea is. She just glances across to your group. And if I may be so bold then, what is it that you're doing on the other side?
I'd like to show you something, because I think maybe if we describe it and then I show you what we saw, it might go a little faster. And you might understand a little bit better what happened. Lady Ort, Rasir, King Haman, as you may or may not know, we were invited to Cloudsreach for Festival of the Flood. And we arrived, and things didn't go as planned. I'm going to look at the commander. This is Commander Edison. He was there with us, as was Princess Alara. And I'd like to...
I'm sorry, but are we doing this without the presence of the king or queen?
I'll get to that in a minute if you'll just bear with us. No pun intended. And I'll look at the commander and say, Commander, could you describe what you saw? And as he starts to describe what he saw, I'll continually cast illusions to show the scale of everything.
I'll help in whatever way I can with
Yeah.
that as well. Minor illusion.
Okay. Yeah. By the end of it, they'll
I
kind
could
of
do
step back.
audio while she does visual, actually.
The king kind of
Might
looks
be
down.
horrifying.
My condolences on your parents. It's not easy to lose a loved one. However, this is a concern outside of our reach. Currently, our focus is not even conquering your land, Princess. It is holding Kessex to be independent. Holding our own line whilst you try and invade us. It is devastating what has happened to your city, but you have been invading our lands in an immeasurable amount. He kind of raises her head. As you well know, Kessex called for independence illegally. Your family is oath-bound to mine. Your war is not the same as devils attacking from another plane looking to steal lives. Extant. And what are we meant to do with it?
I'm going to give it a second.
Okay.
See if they...
I mean, they will carry... You will not
Yeah.
have a second to go in here.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be... You can see the tensions are rising. And I can carry on, but you're going to have to interrupt, because it's not a case of... This is not a silenced manner. You see Cecilia all kind of lean forward.
I'm going to tell you what you're meant to do. Maybe what Basil and I showed you wasn't clear enough. But what we heard the spokesman of the cult of the distant one say to us was that they want a third of the souls across all Valreath. Not a third of the people in Cloudsreach. Not a third of the people in Westmorn. Not a third of the people just over here on the western. They want a third of everyone. And that affects you as much as it affects her. What has to happen now, what absolutely, positively must happen, is that you two agree to stop fighting each other immediately so that we can focus on the 10th hell invading Valreath. I don't know how much clearer I can make that. We all thought there were 9 hells. It turns out there's a 10th. That one's shittier than all of the rest of them put together, and they would like to harvest all of our souls. You don't have time for this. You two have to figure out a way to sell this to everybody else in your respective locations and work together to stop this. They have one portal, and I'll minor illusion it again and show the spire melting. They have one portal that we know of in Cloudsreach. I mean, I can make portals sometimes. I can do like a gate thing, right? I'm pretty sure the 10th hell can make more portals. It's happenstance that they opened that in Cloudsreach. It could easily have been Oldbridge. It could have been Dunwell. It could have been Carburn. It could have been somewhere in Crestfall. It happened in Cloudsreach. You have to sort it out so that we can stop it. That's why we're here.
What a persuasion check.
$34. That's not even that good.
The king kind of leans back. Our war was never about taking lives. It was never about spilling the blood of Westmorn. In truth, our hope was that the army might be enough to scare you off from trying to push into our land any further. We could agree to a stalemate on this war. That kind of weakness could even be shown across. Kessex must stand together. It is a difficult sell for me to return to my people and say, we're going, after all the sacrifices they've made, that we're going to go and save them. Even after explaining the hells have attacked. But when they ask me, why don't we just protect our land? Why don't we gather the armies on our soil? Let Westmorn slow them down so that my people might be saved. So we have more time to prepare. Less sacrifices from us. What Fia says is true. But it is difficult. She nods her head. The war you had is with my family. With your land, but if it's a stalemate, even if it was voluntary armies to join, I don't know how we make. He kind of looks around. How do we make? It wouldn't be so easy and possible. The solution sounds easy. And Cecilia Watt leans forward. There is one way. A marriage. Between the both of you. You're both young, single. You could unite both nations. Kessex would find it strong to be united into Westmorn as long as you have the position where King Haemon is respected upon the throne, can speak upon his people. A man from Kessex is not married into the Strand family in, well, not since Haemon the First. It would make a powerful alliance. Princess kind of leans back. The commander nods his head. The king kind of immediately looks to you, Fia.
Fia looks back. Her
Basil's
eyelid
just watching
twitches.
Fia.
Not as a marriage doesn't necessarily solve the issue. They might think that I'm weak by the fact that I am taking a marriage proposal. Would they? She kind of pipes up. They'd think you're weak because you're trying to end the war, trying to save more lives, so that you can have a stronger position in court. You know most of the favor was within yourself, and most of the disfavor was against the king and queen. No offense. With King Leopold II dead, a marriage would speak volumes to your people. The princess is loved across Westmourne and Kessex. It's not her name that is volatilely thrown around the city streets, but her father's. This would bolster the power of both nations and put an end to this war that has gone on far too long already. He looks towards you, Basil, looking for out.
Hi. I don't understand why you can't just publicly unite your houses in an alliance. Why does it have to be marriage? I guess I don't understand the politics of it all, but like, wouldn't that be enough? Just showing that you two are on good terms, you're uniting the houses, you're forming an alliance. Why does it have to be a marriage specifically?
Lady Cecilia, her daughter, right?
I do.
You're a noble house of Kessex. Long-standing,
Long-standing.
good reputation.
Get to
Looks
the
at
point.
Alara. Your brother's in the Yesterlands?
Yes. He's on the front line.
Oh, he's on the front line. Lady Cecilia, your daughter is in the... She fights as well, right?
If you're getting to what I think you're getting to, the problem you have is that her brother is adopted.
So?
He's not officially in line to take hold of the crown.
Neither's your daughter. Still in alliance.
It's not a strong enough one to stop a war.
Do you know what is strong enough to stop a war? The 10th Hell invading.
Perhaps. Perhaps you should put aside envy for a moment and think about both nations as a fool.
Oh, it's not envy.
You see Alara kind of look up towards you, Basil.
Uh-huh.
An alliance won't do. There are lords who wish to have their land in Kessex back.
Mm.
They are more likely to turn against me if I tell them now that Kessex is officially legally independent.
Hmm.
Sorry, I know I don't... Trade's never really been my thing. I kind of like to have stuff and keep it. I'm really into trading it or giving it away. But the concern of so many of your nobles, looks at the princess, is that they feel like they'll have less trade power if Kessex is independent.
A lot of the land that Kessex is calling theirs belongs to lords and ladies from the Esterlands and High March, from Westmourne as a full.
So, right, so they would lose, like, taxes?
Taxes, portions of land. Portions of land, you see the king up, that belonged to my people before it ever belonged to them. Those lords and ladies were illegally stealing our land in the first place. It was legal.
So that's not going to get us anywhere. But I do think that everything has a solution, right? We just have to figure it out. The first course of action.
I figured it out already. You just
The
can't
first
keep
course
up.
of action is that we stop fighting each other. The second step is that we stop the 10th hell from invading. After that, this spell holds 12 people. We could do a couple of these. We could all get together in a room that's warded straight to hell. No, not actually hell. That's warded all over. No one can do anything, right? And we can talk it out. You don't need to have the finish line totally sorted right now. We just have to do the baby steps first to get us on our way. Because what I actually hear is that you, points at the princess, don't necessarily want to keep a war going. And you, points at Haman, also kind of don't really want to keep a war going. You two seem very reasonable. And I bet you could figure it out. Just not now, because we don't have the time.
Roll a persuasion check.
$27.
You see Rethazim lean forward and he says, "Today we only learned of a 10th hell, my liege. She was right in saying this, that the aftermath might be bloody, but right now, if what she is saying is true, and we have reason to believe God was bane, we might not have a later. I would heed her advice as equally as you hear Miss Ort's. You see what? Then an agreement must be signed if you were to do this, your liege." And he goes, I understand. We will convene. The war will be put onto a stalemate. With the objective to rectify things as soon as the battle, and however long this next war goes on for. Be it through marriage, be it through some agreements of land.
Excuse me.
But diplomacy should take the forthright. Both you and I agree on this. The princess nods her head. Both you and I agree. Then if we are to do this, what do you need of Kessex? We would need the front lines dissolved, so we can bring back every soldier that we can, capable of fighting, to come marching towards Cloudsreach. If possible, we would need a large force brought in from your people. Agreed. Very well then. We'll have word sent to the front lines to quit the fighting to a further date, with intention to save the world first. We can discuss things as petty as marriage later. He kind of looks out towards you, Fear, for a moment, and looks down. You have the support of Kessex in this. Really, the support of humanity. She nods her head. And hopefully this momentary peace will be a long-lasting one. We'll hear word from you. She stands. Bows her head. And turns and walks straight through the portal. The commander bows his head. Follows, as that friend who kind of smiles and bows. Moves on. King Haman looks to both of you. Miss Ord, you can leave us. She nods her head. Passes through into the portal. trust the ones who put me on the throne to also be the ones to potentially cause me to lose it. It's
I'll
really,
lose it. Just might be different.
Is it really as bad as you say?
The city was almost immediately lost. Adelward managed to make it into the portal, and they just kept coming. Timmy ran up, Scold ran in, I took the princess, Basil stayed. It's really bad. There was this, giant...
I don't need to know. What I need to know is this. If it is as bad as you say, I should send as many forces as I can. But our armies are not as large as Westmore. We barely hold on as is. If we lose a lot of people in this battle, in this war, and she does not stick to her word, they will easily reconquer the entirety of Kessex. The free peoples there will not hold. Now my initial thought, and what I will go back to tell Cecilia Ort and the rest of my advisors, is that we send what we can spare. But if you believe that it is necessary to save this land, I will send everything we have. But it will likely cost my throne.
This happened 10 hours ago, 12 hours ago. I don't know how much you need to send yet. I think making plans to send what you can spare is a smart course of action. Skold's probably already halfway to Fjordhelm right now. You can come with because he wants to get to his people. They're going to say yes, they love him. We're not alone in this, but I think it's going to take all of us together.
If Kessex falls afterwards, we come out victorious, someone else will. Someone else might, down the line, raise our flags again and fight the fight I tried to fight. Better that we ensure that there are people to fight that.
I think so.
He stands
And
up.
honestly, from what I've seen, your job is kind of shitty.
Trust me,
You just...
I'd rather fight the monsters that I fight in politics than I would rather fight the monsters that you fight. But yes, doesn't come without its problems. Very well then. We'll have the backing of Kessex. It's good to see you again.
I could head out if you guys want a moment alone. Just kind of standing there awkwardly.
Oh! Yeah, we should...
No, yeah, he's gonna leave.
Rather than I was going to stop and say,
I'll stay.
you can't waste time in here. You can't have rumors bolster.
No. It's good to see you. Stay safe.
Yeah, does that to you? You more so. And Towns walks
I'll
out
be
the
fine.
portal.
I walk out.
The plane of diplomacy spell closes behind you all. You see the princess walks off with a few lords to discuss some of the things that have happened there. And you realize that you have put an end, momentarily, to the war.
Yeah, nice job.
Created a bag man. Momentarily stopped the war.
You know,
Calm
even
resume.
pros and cons.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We should
Hear me
contact the
out, though.
bagman.
Let's
We
just send
enlist
him
the
in hell.
bagman.
Wait,
Yeah,
I know.
maybe he could help us.
He's a faction, dude.
And then we
Dude.
Trojan horse give the leader of the 10th army
Hey, we got you
a
something.
bag of holding.
There's a shit ton of souls in here, man. Take them.
Oh shit!
Holy fuck, that's such a good
That's the high IQ play.
We don't know how to contact him though.
Just
we
yell
put
into
some-
the
we just
bag.
in
put
the
something
bag.
Really good. We put something really good in the bag.
Put a note in there.
Actually,
And then just wait until
Wait,
the
I could make
fingies show
something.
Joe's face and go,
I can
"Wait."
make something that
Just
looks
watch it.
really like good, or like another item that he's
Make it
taken
look like-
before.
that God's other hand.
Yeah, there's two
Yeah,
hands.
yeah.
Which one was it? The
Tie-
left
Same item again.
Tie
I'll
a
let
piece
you-
of string.
Yes.
Let it. We hold. They have the string hang out the back.
Yes!
When it moves, we pull him out.
Oh, this is such
I'll
a
let
I
you.
really,
I'll let you know. By the
box
way,
trap.
he did not. I was just because your character is magical would know this. It is safe to say the bagman was not lured to the hand because of its appearance, but by the magical properties it had in hand.
Basil
If you're doing a
is-
fake puppet hand, I don't know if it'll be tricked as easily as that.
What if I imbue it with just light magical properties?
It's love.
What if you try to send a brain text to
the Bagman,
and just
Oh
see
my
what happens?
god, yes.
Yeah.
I
Wait,
will
yeah,
say
what
that
if we use
we'll
tact
workshop some
and
stuff.
say, I want to
Just gonna
call the
call-
bagman?
yeah.
Thea walks out of the plate of diplomacy spell. She's walking out the door of the hall, walks over to somewhere where people aren't, and just starts firebolting the ground. And she
We're
does that
really
about
good, huh?
10 times in quick succession, and then shakes it off and goes back inside.
Looks at Basil, looks at the princess, looks at Fia.
Pulls
How'd
his
it
collar.
go? Really good.
I mean, it went
Yes.
great, but also
Okay.
there was just a-
Ceasefire.
Yep.
Oh, great.
Yeah, job done.
Sick. Well done.
Ceasefire.
Good job.
What's next? Who's next on our list?
I mean, Scold's been pacing around looking pissed for, I don't know, however long
Right.
you guys have been gone. So I think he wants to get to Fjordhelm as soon as possible.
Okay, well,
I-
we could go.
I have a thing to pitch to you guys.
Okay.
Maybe like when we're in a dad huddle, you know, like,
Oh, like not all of this.
Yeah.
Not in the middle of this war room.
yeah.
Scott will come back in and he'll be like, "Why are there scorch marks outside?"
Nothing. It's fine. I just had a little excess energy.
She was
It's
really
fine. It's fine.
excited because they got a ceasefire.
We got a ceasefire. I was celebrating, and I
It
shot
was
the ground.
apparently a good
Human
reaction.
diplomacy.
Yeah, it was really good. We did great. Good job,
You
everybody.
guys don't just fight.
It's fine. Okay. What if we leave the extra tack that Basil made here, because he could make another one, and we could
Sure,
just
yeah.
go to Fjordhelm now, right? We don't have anything else we have to do here. We should talk to Cadman. We should talk to Vindar. Do we want to do another plane of diplomacies today? Are we gonna wait? No.
I thought we were talking to Ick.
We should talk to Ick. Wait, has that been mentioned? We should talk to
We
Ick.
did
That's a great idea.
We did say
I
that.
thought we were
last
going to
night,
talk to
I think.
Zalfel.
Yeah. If we do that, either Adalbert has to call Zalfel with the. Was it a coin? I don't even know what it was. With the thing.
The coin.
I
The
think,
coin.
yeah.
Or we plane of diplomacy him. But then Adalbert has to do the plane of diplomacy this time.
Mm.
I
But
mean,
Adal-
can we just?
Adelwood,
can
you've
we...
been quieter than usual. What's going on in that little brain?
He's thinking.
Well,
His little
I've
throat
been quiet.
hurts.
I can't talk that much in reality, in real life.
I don't know
It's
what's
what's
feeling so
actually
good,
going
man.
on.
Adelwood, this is a minus
just
one for
brooding.
LP. What's been going on in that brain?
What you fucking want from me, man?
Adalbert, tell us your life story right now. How do you feel about everything? I guess.
I think going to Fjordhelm now would be wise. I'd like
we
to
should
save.
mobilize
yeah,
everyone we can there if we
We
can.
can do just
as soon
about
as we
anything
can.
from Fjordhelm, right? So
plane of
going
diplomacy
there
we
now.
can do
is
from
fine.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, if we're going to be traveling, I'd like to have some elevated spells just in case.
Makes sense. Okay. All right. Is unmethus around? Do we see him anywhere?
Yeah.
What's he doing? Just talking to his own self?
No,
A
he's
reflection
probably,
in a
he's probably
spoon.
looking across the map and like kind of working out his own stuff.
Okay. I'll walk over by him. I'll look at the map as well. Ceasefire between Kessex and Westmourne.
As a start.
Yeah. I think we're gonna go to Fjordhelm next. Now. Do you know what you're gonna do?
I'm not sure. What I'll likely do is spy on the enemy, patrol the skies. Maybe make sure that any of the scouts they send out get caught. I don't have many allies to call upon.
Come on, you got us.
I can, on your behalf, go and meet with someone, if you wish me to.
Who do you get
However,
along with?
That's the thing. As wedging luck, I might. However, enough to call an entire army, maybe not. But if there are people that you wish to get lesser supplies from, perhaps I could do that for you.
That would be really helpful.
I know.
I think we'll.
That's why I offered it.
I think I make it so difficult. I think that we know a devil. We're gonna try to contact him, see if we can get some more information.
You think that's a good idea?
I don't know. Everybody wants to, and it feels like
All right.
information's good, but I'm nervous. I wanted to just ask Vindar, and then he said something about a pigeon. I don't know. He was swearing. I couldn't really figure it out, but apparently he said pigeon
I
to
don't
me
know who
repeatedly.
that is. Well,
Do you think it's a bad idea?
I think right now, whatever works, works. Quite frankly, if needed to, I would conscript every single mortal in the entirety of this area, from children up to old people, and I'd send them all in with weapons. Quite frankly, they can all repopulate.
Maybe we'll make that our last ditch
I'm just saying right now,
effort.
this is the difference between losing the entirety of the material plane and not.
I know.
So take whatever risks you need. Worry about your guilt later.
Okay. All right. Good luck.
Good luck as well to you.
Be safe.
I am.
Just shake my head and walk away.
He wanders off away from you.
Okay. Fjordhelm first.
Your helm.
Okay. Basil, can you leave the extra tack here in case they want to contact
Yeah.
us? And then
Yeah.
you can make another. Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't see why not.
All right. So let's do that. We'll give the princess the extra tack. Tack
Okay.
2.
Mhm.
And then if we're ready, I'll bamf us to wherever.
Your helm, yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Where
want to
if you're
go
home, you
straight?
looking to go?
School, are we going straight to your house?
Whatever Adderwood wants to do, but yeah, just the.
Well, I
probably
mean,
just Kong's
I'll look
right?
directly between them. I assume they're standing next to each other. And I'd be like, you both have like places in Fjordhelm, so you got to pick.
Let's just go see the council.
And then I'll look at Timmy like, fuck, what about
Going to the council's good. My people are also there. I'm sure they'll help. I also can definitely strong arm Holm by threatening them again with economic ruin if they don't assist us, which, considering I've done it before without the threat of a devil invasion, I'm sure they'll listen.
Okay, maybe let's start with the council and
Suit
strong arm
yourself.
later. Okay, and I guess, yeah, we'll just go to the council.
Okay. So you're going to teleport straight into Kongstal?
Unmethus is coming with us, right?
He's
You can invite him.
patrolling. Yeah.
now,
Do you want?
Scott will approach him.
Oh,
you're
King's
coming.
Gold. Is that right?
Formerly king.
All right. And where are we going to? Your people?
Then home.
All
Not
right.
my people.
Very well then. I'll tag along.
Okay.
Good.
God, this sucks. Holy hell.
He like goes to turn and then turns and then just leaves.
Good talk.
And so you gather around to teleport to Fuelhelm. You feel the magic emanate around you, then the cold spreads as you land right in the center of Kongstal. And you'd hear that kind of Krivian like look around, smoke of that. When they see the magic fade and they see your group, you just see them immediately go, King Skull. Bow their heads. They're kind of used to you. They're ready to fight, but they're used to expecting you to arrive in such a manner. But they stand there, open for you to travel back through Kongstal, wherever you want to go.
Am I at the council now?
Oh yeah, you could teleport straight outside if you like. Yeah.
Meeting.
Okay. The elders kind of like looks across to you. Oh, of course, Your Highness. Come.
Lockervet too.
We'll send word for them. Speaks to one of the kind of lesser Krigven, one of the younger ones who rushes off to go and send word to the Lockervet. And calls together a little meeting. You see in the kind of council chambers you go, and they're not huge, the council chambers. They're built for Krigven, so they're decent sized, but they're definitely still like, everyone has to kind of shuffle in as it's embedded into the wall. You would see after a couple of minutes of gathering, some slightly tired as it's still pretty early in the morning. Oh no, we technically a little bit later because it's on the eastern coast, so it's probably an hour ahead. But still, maybe some of them have lied in for fighting the night before and whatnot. But you see the gathering of each of the kind of the clans, the storm, the fire, the cloud, etc. And eventually, Whisper, the kind of now leader of the Lokovat, arrives in as well, and she stands over to one side. And the kind of council fully gathers around.
I'll keep it brief. The humans have been overrun by a demon army. Devils. Both.
You'll kind of look around. Didn't know there was a difference.
Well, yeah, me neither really, but they're gonna die. All of them. So, you know, given that every other race of giants has typically turned their back, I think we should go over there and kill all the demons and the devils. And save them.
Skuld has also omitted the part here where if you do not get involved and we fail to defeat these devils, they do plan on collecting 1/3 of the souls of this plane. So they will likely come here too.
You see Whisper looks around. But would that affect us?
Well, I do believe everyone in this room, to my knowledge, has a soul. So 1/3 of you, at minimum, would be affected. Yes.
The elders kind of like muttering. You see some of the leaders kind of just like muttering under their breath, talking to one another. And
I guess, would you rather give demons your souls willingly or fight them to the death?
roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Neither of us are good at this.
I believe in you.
Best of luck, man.
15.
The DC was -12. You see kind of the elder Nukos go, do Krigven matter? Do they speak under hushed breaths? Discuss what they're having for the next day? Why it inconveniences them? Or do Krigven gather their weapons and answer their king's call? You wish to leave it in the hands of humans to keep us all safe. Humans!
I'm late because they were squabbling over territory.
You see the new kind of leader of the Frost clan, one of the sons of Shan. A young one goes, "You're right. 300 of us held off thousands of humans back when we first held against them. Imagine what all of us together can do. If anything, we should probably join the fight just to see what we're capable of." You see a couple of them like laugh.
Exactly. But it's pretty far away. Out of what if you know how to get everyone there, that's good. I do not.
It'll take a little bit of work. Can't just wave my hand and move an army, but we could figure it out.
Well, the Frost clans are involved. Look at the others. We're with you. The full army. Every fighting crew.
Yeah. Why not?
All right.
We don't want anyone getting rusty.
Whisper looks towards you, Edward. And the look of that? What do you want us to do about it? We're not exactly frontline fighters.
I have some of my own plans for us, but we will be helping. And the ones that are able to fight will fight.
All right. Okay. You see Elder Veligin. Well then. Gather every single Krigven you can, any fighting force. I believe our numbers come close to 3,000, Your Highness.
Cool. That's good.
Good. Then, how far exactly are we going?
Too far to walk. So we're gonna figure that out while everyone makes ready.
We'll make sure to bring plenty of food. You gonna stand? Gather each of your respective clans. Have them gather all of their armaments, supplies. They're with you, my king.
Stop calling me that. You're the council. You're in charge.
You see a lot of them kind of just like laugh around the table. Wow. It's about time the Krigven had a fight. And then they start all kind of moving out of the room. You see shouting and calling as Krigven start together. Whisper looks to you, Edward. When you need us, just let us know, yeah?
Oh, I will. Stay ready.
We're never not. Okay. And she slips out of the room. You have the logo.
Scott will tend to the group.
And the Krigven on board.
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say you have them now on board.
Scott will dust his hands off. All right. What's next?
Well, that was quick.
You guys are gonna have to figure out how to get them there because I do not know how to do that.
We just need enough magic juice, right?
Yeah, we need to find out if anyone can start making
That's
teleportation
exactly
circles.
why I want to go to Holm. Plenty of wizards with magic to cast spells of teleportation.
You were about to say
there.
magic juice. God damn. Missed it.
All
Next
right.
time.
Anna was in charge to home.
Right, come along.
Unmethus, onto why I brought you here, my friend.
Aye.
We need a ride.
You
Theo
brought me.
just goes totally still.
You brought me all the way up here to be your fucking chauffeur.
Do I have wings?
No. So I best not spin in the air. The fucking cheek of you.
Attaboy.
Well, we're going to walk a couple of miles first, because I'm not having any of your Krigven trying to hunt me down.
You don't inspire them?
I don't need to inspire them. It's like playing
I mean,
music for an ant.
I'm more than capable, but you know, you're not well known in these parts. Trying to help you build your image.
I'd prefer that way. I don't want a bunch of Creekven getting excited at the prospect of killing a dragon to be just like their great old scold. I'm happy to be down in the warm places, being worshipped by lesser people.
All right then. Start walking.
He begins heading out to lead your kind of flight over towards home. Goes a little ways out of the main gate, passing. You can see already, Creekven are like, in the 2 minutes you're walking out, you can see some are already prepared. Like they already had their bags packed to just the potential chance that there could be a battle or war anytime. Excited. You can hear like laughter and talking and people discussing it. This isn't a place of fear. It's a place of triumph and excitement. Walking out of the main gates though, going over a couple of the hills of snow before unmethus transforms into his ancient dragon form. I would advise all of you to hold on. The reality is that I wouldn't even be able to feel you fall. And I don't plan on going slow.
Hold on. We're all gonna have
Okay.
to make fucking checks.
Yeah.
Pass. Adelward will take Blossom. He's not climbing on unmethus.
Is that going to be as quick as the dragon? Probably not.
How fast can
Is
Blossom
this the
fly?
want
first
it
time
to
we've
be.
rode a dragon?
I mean, Blossoms
we-
outrun.
We took him to the
You'll before.
estate.
Oh,
remember?
that's
He gave
right.
us a ride.
That's right.
He heads up into the air. And then dips and dives, flying through the sky, heading westward towards home. For the sake of speed, it is a case of it's difficult to hold on. But he's not. He's definitely talked up a bigger game. He's definitely been a bit more careful than he was saying. And
He likes us.
he
Little victories.
flies at a kind of a level closer to the clouds until eventually, after a few hours of flying, probably a good like 6 or 7, 8 hours of flying, you would see the bubble of home come in the distance. He flies down and lands nearby. Oh, get off.
Put me back.
And then transforms back into his form as soon as he can. Even if some of you hadn't climbed off yet, to force you to kind of drop into the snow. Ugh. Next time, just use magic. I believe this is the place.
Thanks.
Home
Let's go
awaits.
in.
Is Adelward here?
Oh yeah, I mean Adelward. No, I fucked off. He peeled away.
I was just curious who was faster. Fabio would be like, "Am I allowed in here? Did you squeak my record or what? Can you grease some palms for me?"
Oh fuck! Did I clear your record? I feel like I kind of cleared everyone's record. They didn't have
If I
much
just
of a
walk in
choice.
with you, are they gonna say anything?
They better not.
Okay, nice.
One way to find out, right?
Cool.
Okay. So you're going to head into home?
Yeah, Adelward will march towards it pretty confidently.
Okay. As you kind of pass in, you'd see the familiar kind of servant that moves around. Adelwood, sir. Welcome to home again. Your VIP room is ready. Would you be needing anything else?
Yes, I'm actually here too. Adelward I'm sure over the course of this time, Adelward knows like the management of home, like the top the top folks here. He wants to pull together like the top manager group basically for this town, this business.
There is a single leader of home, essentially. Eltris Dottlebog. He is a gnome.
We talked to him, didn't we, at some point?
Yes, I believe
Yeah,
so.
because we didn't know that he was the leader. And we were like, wasn't he one of the dudes that was playing a trick on us? Was that here?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
However, that was someone pretending to be him, I believe.
Got it.
Fuck.
The real Eltris Dottlebog has not been met, I believe.
Okay.
If I remember that story correct. You would know exactly where to go to get up to kind of the section, the bubble that is his one in the corner. It's one of the only kind of formed buildings which is not opaque. And you'd see kind of walking back and forth in the window in front of a desk, you see him kind of reciting something to himself, talking aloud as a quill writes on a book. The servant walks up to the door, knocks twice. Yes, come in. And opens the door for you to enter.
Elward will go in. What kind of look does Eltrus look at Adelward in like from a perspective of like, oh fuck this guy?
Yeah, he detests you. He looks straight at you and goes, Master Adelward, good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Eltrus. So, how are things?
Pleasant.
That's good. That's good. I'm going to cut to the chase on this one because, yes, I'm keenly aware you are not a fan of me.
Oh, no, I
We
deeply
require
respect
the
you.
magic.
I deeply respect you, Adelward. You're a fine mage.
I'm going to cut to the chase.
That's pulling on his mustache.
Devils are pouring out of Cloudsreach. They will kill a third of every being in this plane. And I know you're wizards. You can check if you'd like. We need help transferring an
One
army.
moment. Yes, let's check on that. And you see him kind of quite... brings in one of the guards. Whispers in his ear. Just double check, confirm it. Not a trick. And he wanders out. Oh, and make sure to check around a large radius. Another one of these Mirage Arcanes. Yes, I'll confirm this. You can carry on your story.
We require a means to transport magically a number of about 3,000 to 4,000 Krigvin
That
from Fjordhelm to the outskirts of Cloudsreach, specifically Shieldbrook.
there's an obscene number of people. How long are you going to try and extort Holm for? How long does this extent go through? We're not going to transport an army all the way there. It's ridiculous.
Well, I would say
4,000.
that. Yep, about 4,000. I would say that we clear off this one, and I'll leave you all alone. How does that sound?
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh no!
It's that bad.
Pulled out the
It's that
leave
bad.
them
They
all
won't roll that
alone.
bad.
Oh my
He gets advantage.
Incredible.
Okay, advantage.
They won't have gone that bad that it's an advantage roll.
Yeah.
That is
Oh my
Oh God.
You got it, buddy.
I could have you write it down in paper. Sign it in a blood contract. Put your soul to that. And there's no way that in the next 2 years you wouldn't get bored and come and disturb us again. You, I believe, might be a devil yourself.
It's possible. Well, not technically. If I were to be killed in a battle, one of my companions here would likely resurrect me as a devil.
That's
No.
not helping.
You see him pull out some of the hair of his own mustache. One of his guards comes in, nods his head to him and goes, I was sure you were lying. Home wants nothing to do with this. We are a resort location for transporting magical goods back and forth.
Uh,
How much?
Oh, here we go.
Well, now that's language that I can get behind. Very well. Transporting 4,000 people. That's a hefty amount, considering we'd have to be spending it on... There's a lot of transportation to make. And because of teleportation circle, it doesn't last forever, does it? It lasts very quickly. So we'd have to be doing it at 6 at a time. Yes, I would say 4,000 people, 10,000 gold.
That's, and we'll look to the others. That's not really that bad of a deal.
I look at my glove.
It's definitely like rising to go towards his throat. Slowly. Go ahead
How
and make
much?
a sleight of
10?
hand check versus your hand.
Sleight of hand versus hand.
First one's you, second one's hand.
17, 15.
You catch it just before it gets close on you. What are you doing?
I have a muscle spasm sometimes. 10,000 gold, 4,000 troops. That's. Is
A
there
good deal.
any room for negotiation here at all?
6,000. And you get to open this enterprise in the heart of Fjordhelm. Kongstal.
Permanent teleportation circle to Kongstar.
You can open a business there.
Home too.
Adderward is not allowed to set up any competitive business in the area within a 15-mile radius.
Yep.
Deal.
Deal. Deal. Sounds good. 6,000 gold and exclusive business built inside Kongstar.
Scott will place a bag of 6,000 600 platinum on the counter.
Okay. He looks. Oh, upfront payment. Well, oh, good. Yes, we'll have that sorted. I'll gather as
Just
many of my
cleared out.
mage as I can.
Cleared myself out.
Good.
Very well. And you see him. Is there anything else you need?
No.
No.
How do
Alright.
you? How do you make the dome like impenetrable? Like, could we hire someone to do that somewhere else?
Not a chance. You wish to use this?
No, I just meant like. What do you hire people to do that? Do you do it?
It's a
What if
secret.
I found someone to do it? I could like hire.
You'd have to find some of the greatest abjuration mages inside the entirety of Ellery, perhaps even the world.
Oh, okay, that's no problem. All right, thanks.
Wait. What do you need?
What? No, that's all I needed. Just
Well, we could
okay,
be
I got
an
it.
intermediary. You probably do not
Why?
know the mages that need it.
No, I do. Do
I
you-
doubt it.
What are you like? What do you mean you have to be the intermediary?
Well, no, I'm saying that I could put you into contact with them, perhaps.
Oh, but with people I already know? Are you looking for like a finder's fee?
Or deception check.
Okay.
I love dunking on home, dude.
19? It's not that great.
I can't tell if you're bluffing or not.
No, that was really helpful. Thank you.
Well, kind of just narrows his eyes. Just could everyone
Do
please
you-
leave? We've
Okay.
made an agreement. So no more deals to be made today. Enough deals, right?
Does that
Takes out one of
as
the
I
platinum
walk
pipes
out?
in it.
As I walk out. So does that mean like if I have another potential deal later, you don't want to be any part of it? Like even if it was a finder's fee, you don't want to.
No, finder's fee. You said you knew them. You're playing me.
No, I just meant like if I have a different deal. You said no more deals. So like,
Different day, different deal.
oh, okay, great, thank you.
Fia, where are my men supposed to go?
Oh wait, who's he gonna send to? He'll send someone there, and then
He's going to send someone to Kongstal and we'll
yeah,
teleport them from there to Shieldbrook. Easy.
Shieldbrook.
Shieldbrook. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we didn't tell him.
Oh.
Yes. I assumed you were trying to teleport them here. All right. Shieldbrook.
Oh no, Shieldbrook.
All right.
Great. Thanks. Thanks for the tip.
Just kind of narrows his eyes and leans his head back. Yes. All right.
Hmm.
You see you at a ward.
Happy seeing you, Eltress.
I'm bored. Are we
We'll
going?
remember this. Hey, we should can we just check in with Cadvan? Cause he's here. Ish. Not really,
Yeah.
sort of.
Can one of you guys sending the elder and tell him to send the army to home?
Yes. I do that.
Good work, Otterwood.
Yeah, I mean, I can't ever bother them again. That's such a fucking shame.
Well,
There's
really
plenty of
enjoy
people
it.
you can bother, bud.
There's
Clarify.
so many
It's
people to
so much more
bother.
entertaining when they're talented wizards.
To clarify,
You're still dunking on them constantly.
you're only banned from this location. And they said you can't make a
like,
rival business in Cogstar. They didn't
if
say
we-
you couldn't go.
Yeah.
That is true.
And if we get through this, there's like the Oxenfold Academy. You could bug all of them there. Like, there's wizards all over. You'll find someone to
Yeah, I
bug.
know, but these ones are so much more fun to bug.
Do you
I'll
just
figure
want-
it out. I'll probably just break my word. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Are you just motivated by like having a nemesis?
Hmm. I don't want to dissect my own.
Okay, yeah,
deal.
no.
Let's move on.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
We walk to Cadman's shop.
Okay. Heading into Cadvan's, you'd hear the familiar music, and you step in, and you can see Cadvan's shop is probably twice the size now. And you would see that they have several Dragonborn workers who walk around serving customers. As you come in, you actually nearly bang into a couple of customers, as it's pretty busy inside. People walking around, others going up to the front desk where you'll see the small kobold who served them. You can hear Cadvan shouting from the back room along with Vindar, passing things out. People coming in, leaving with several items, sometimes just the one. And you can see shelves are stacked with all sorts of items now.
Yay!
You see a Dragonborn kind of step up to you. Gold in kind of scale coloration. He goes, how can I help you? Oh, Fia, you come for your shift?
Hey! No, oh, oof, no, I can't really.
Cadwin wasn't sure if you had stopped working or not. You never
I
gave
really don't-
notice.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I really don't want to. I really actually like working here, but we should
You
probably
work
talk to
here?
Cadvan. Yeah, I had a lot of time in 6 months, and like I used to work for Mr. Chambers in a selling totally legitimate goods. So this was like an easy thing to do. It was just like
Fia,
hang
this place is
out.
beneath you.
Well, it's really fun. Look at it, it's doing so great now. It's like twice the size. Business is booming. Well, it's
You
nice to
see
hang out.
In the
because
back,
we're all
Cadvan
busy.
comes out of like the kind of back room, pushing through the cloth there. Yes, all right, we'll get you yours wrapped up, gift wrapped, is everything. Okay, very lovely. She'll love it. Okay, and you said you need any help with it? Looks across and just sees you. Ladies and gentlemen, ordering the store today. Godsbane. You see people, Godsbane, kind of talking like, some people put their hands over their mouth as they recognize you. Yes, Godsbane has been shopping here since the early days. Please, everyone, please. They might sign something soon, but would you like to come down here? And he kind of gestures you to come down towards the desk and moves and sits
I'm
beside
gonna pull
the
out the
kobold.
Seeker's Compass. I'm like, I bought this here, actually. I did. I bought.
You hear someone, how much do you want for it?
No, I use it all the time. I'm just saying it like he has good stuff.
Wait, can I fit in this store now?
Yeah. It's broader,
bigger.
much bigger.
Okay. Scott will like look at the nearest warrior and he'll like kneel down. Done by the enchantments.
There she is. What do you mean? That's the best bit. He kind of holds up a knife, and you can see it's glowing green, and then turns to blue. Matches my mood.
Was it?
I love it.
Oh my
Puts
god.
the blade back on
He
his belt.
like hangs his head in pain and then just keeps walking.
As you kind of arrive and get closer down to Cadavan, he's like, "Oh yes. Make sure, make sure that one is gift wrapped. You've got to make sure. You don't want the eye spilling over." So anyway, all of you, good to see you. What can I do for you?
Back room.
Could we talk?
Back room?
Not
You
here.
didn't come to shop?
Yes, please.
You not seen the new selection?
It looks great
I
in
took
here.
some advice from
You're
you,
so busy.
Scold.
You never have anything good. You never have anything good.
Exactly. We were so focused on that for so long. We were so worried about having the rarest materials and items around, the strongest. It was so hard to find. But then we realized, what's better? Bulk. So now we have every common item you can think of. We sell everything here. And with business has been booming. One customer coming in every couple of weeks to spend potentially 1,000 gold. Or hundreds of customers coming in spending silver, and even gold sometimes. It has been an absolute success, and I have it to thank to you, Scold.
Good job, Scold.
Thanks for
Why?
mocking us. Well, the enchantments. Vindar was so worried about trying to make his enchantments better. I convinced him. The less exciting they are, the more commonly they'll be bought, and we've earned a killing. Things have been booming. In the back room, okay, he kind of moves into the back, and you can see now the storage
Bachelor's
room.
not buying anything. That's why.
Well, you could buy some things now. Because think about it this way. You don't need to buy things for adventures, and he pushes into the back room. But you could buy things for entertainment value. When you're on the road, you could buy 500 things with the amount of gold you earn. In fact, I would accept it. And you can see the storage rooms are 3 times the size now. They're massive. Filled with gear.
Might need stuff for adventures now.
All right. Well.
Did Vindar tell you that I called him?
Yes, he was very upset all day, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Does he not like pigeons?
Pigeons?
I don't know. He said, and I'm going to try to repeat whatever he said again.
Performance check.
I did so well the last time. Okay. A 9. I think that's what I got last time. I think it's pigeon? They said it was pigeon. He's really mad.
You don't know that language really well.
No.
You not speak
What
it.
did he... Oh. Is it really rude? It's not pigeon, is it?
I have no idea what you just tried to say.
Oh.
And
Okay.
then you hear
You
it a
really
little further
you
back.
butchered it.
You hear Vindar say it again, but like in a quieter voice, and kind of goes, Vindar.
What does it mean? It's not pigeon.
No.
Can you tell me what it means? You could write it down if you're too embarrassed.
It is, he essentially, in a nutshell, does a phrase, a rather rude one, saying that essentially that your soul wouldn't even be worth fighting over a demon, and yada yada, along the lines of saying how pathetic you are, and how pigeon was mentioned, but it's more that your soul is lesser than one. It is,
Wow.
yeah, paraphrasing.
That hurts.
Well, you shouldn't bring up the,
Hey, you've probably been working for like the last
working.
20
Hardly.
hours or whatever,
It's
right?
not work. Is that what we got? Would you like to buy something?
Having an awesome time in your career for like the last like 20 hours, right? You probably had your hands
Yes,
full.
things have been busy.
See, you and Vindar probably haven't like poked your head out at all or anything like at
That's
any of
not
your
true.
locations. No? Okay.
No.
Do you...
We went over to Affy's place, Smartest Woodsy Battle,
Oh!
and bought ourselves some ale.
Yay!
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, we needed the
He
barrel.
doesn't. I feel like he doesn't know.
Yeah, Vindar should. I messaged Vindar about what happened, and I think maybe he didn't. Can you ask him to come out here? He's really mad, but I think he needs to hear
Vindar,
this.
could you put down the quill for a moment? You see, he kind of gets up and he walks around. You see him in his kind of full like suit. He looks at you. What is it? I'm busy.
You didn't tell him?
No, I did. He just didn't really believe me.
No, Vindar didn't tell him.
Oh,
Tell him what?
the message that I sent you about the.
Oh no!
Now you're
the
bringing that up again.
extermination of his clientele.
Vindar, I
What
wasn't
kind of-
lying.
What a persuasion check.
Oh, not 20.
Nice.
He looks at you directly in the face.
If ever I needed one.
And there's a moment almost comedic where you can hear the music playing, but there's like a silence in this room. The 10th Hell's truly here?
Yeah, in Cloudsreach. Giant portal melted the spire.
Why would we make it up?
I don't understand how they could be back. Doesn't make sense. He Catalan goes, deep breaths, deep breaths. 10th hell.
I didn't even know it was real.
Touchy subject. We don't really
here.
talk about it. It's one of
I'm
those things.
sorry. I would prefer to not talk about it either, but it's here. They talk to us. Do you guys know about the well, it's a cult for sure, but church cult of the distant one? Have you ever heard of that?
No, but he has been referred to as the distant one before. Whether it's
Oh shit, I wish we would have known that. There's a cult. And it seems like it's from Hyloma. Like, it seemed like it was, well, all the people we met were tieflings. Anyway, there were some that were there. They're going out on, like, we met a boat of them. They're doing, like, missionary stuff. And they were talking about the distant one. And we didn't really realize, but there was one of them there. And he had, like, his arm detached, but there was, like, a silver, like, thing.
I don't want to know the details of how to summon in the
Anyway.
10th hell. I don't want to know that information.
They're going to take a third. The first initial offer was a third of all the souls here.
Take a what?
A third of all the souls.
Oh, they're going to war with the other 9 hells.
Yeah.
Of course they are. I want to
We're
see us all
kindling.
vanquished. How many devils know of this?
You. None. You
Just
haven't
you.
said any-
I guess.
This information came into the 9 hells, you'd all be dead.
What?
The only means for the 10th hell to be able to fight back against the 9 hells is to grow in strength. The only strength they have is the souls of this plane. The 9 hells has enjoyed the resources that you have created for them. But there has been discussion since the birth of the material plane whether to enslave you all and use you as a resource. It goes against so many orders, so much of the law. But there would be those willing to break that if it means the 10th hell cannot garner such strength. You'd not be fighting just one hell, you'd be fighting all 9.
Well, 10, I guess.
10.
So, what do you know about them? Can you tell us anything? We've started gathering people.
The 10th hell was banished, was exiled. Long ago, the Archdevil Ixilus he disagreed with our attempts to create a stronger army by fighting amongst ourselves. The hells were infighting, but nothing too desperate, pitting devil against devil. Enough that those who were weaker would stay at the lower ranks, and those who were stronger would garner strength. It was a way of consistently recycling our strength, but Ixilus did not believe in it. He believed that the only way for us to go stronger is to make every devil stronger. He saw the future being devils conquering every plane there was, being at the top. Asmodeus was against that. His vision was longer. Take what you need, but slowly recycle devils. The two of them were closer, almost like siblings. Ixilus was the weaker one, but perhaps the more strategic of the two. Asmodeus could destroy an army just with a glance, but Ixilus could not have that. That's when he put his strategy to good use for him. We had some clashing with the Abyss during travels. The knowledge of demons was enough to upset and concern us, but not more than a... Well, they did not have exactly the means to invade. If we trained upon each other, the demons maliciously killed one another. The Abyss is larger than the Hells, but it is constantly overlapping one another. Demons killing demons for power. Demons are not far from devils. We are all fiends of a sort. We probably share a common ancestry, though it's not known. Ixalas thought, why train devil against devil when you can train devil against demon? Conquer them, make them the lesser devils, make every other devil stronger in our entirety of our 10 hells at the time, and use the demons as cannon fodder. Asmodeus was against this. The abyss would be relentless. It would take up too much time. He declined it. But Ixalas did not take no kindly. He went to the top of the hells, Avernus. And he brought with him a devil and a demon. And he merged their bodies in two, before splitting them down the middle, until their blood carried on running and running in a canyon, running for so long that it built an entire river from a single body. A spell that he conjured, beyond the magic that we knew, and converged the realms of the abyss and the hells with one river in between, the river of blood. And from there the demons began to invade Avernus. He thought, forcing the war, well, Asmodeus would come to learn it was a good idea. But we learned, though, as the demons, much like us, recycled their souls. First, Asmodeus was frustrated with it, furious, but he would deal with Ixalas later. He sent armies, legions of devils into the demon lands to try and rid them. But they were endless. The abyss just kept going. We had 10 realms, they had hundreds. Countless demons fell and they just kept coming. And every time devils fell, they'd renew in our hells. And it didn't stop, didn't relent. Now the war is fought over a singular river. Demons constantly trying to push into the hells as the devils hold them back. Asmodeus had plans. He did plan to spread the hells out further, to conquer. But now he could not. He did not share his plans with Ixalas, for he did not trust him, rightfully so. And now his entire strategy was put to waste, for all of the hells had to focus on one area, the abyss. So in response, Asmodeus called together a council that has not been called for since, of every single one of the archdevils to come. And they conjured a spell, banishing the entirety of the 10th hell into the depths of the void as far away as they could. And that silver citadel, that handle of the hells, in his last words before descending into the void, he cast a curse on devil kind. Tools of war would not harm us. But just like magic, silver would be our bane. And since that day, every devil, even to the top of Asmodeus, can be slain with silver. He is our cautionary tale. The most unlawful of devils. The one who broke the rules. The one we refer to as the worst case scenario. Handles are banished in the hells to drink any cup or goblet with a handle on it is blasphemous in itself. To carry silver is blasphemous in itself. To mention Ixilus or any of the devils of his kind is blasphemous. Devils not only hate him, they fear him. If he is here, the hells cannot find out. They would go to any extent to make sure that he cannot fulfill his promise to be the bane of all devil kind.
So silver has no effect on anyone from the 10th hell?
They are of silver
Just-
themselves. Their beauty is unmatched.
We think it was somehow had something to do with the Godforged? Calling it somehow? I don't know, I guess it doesn't matter because they're here. So far, it's just the one portal, but we don't know if they might try to open more. It seems like they're making Cloudsreach their base of operations. Adalward went in to the portal.
You went inside?
I went inside, yes.
What did you see?
It's like looking in a void. There were clouds, but there was no land. There was nothing to walk on. There was a floating staging ground, and devils were being teleported to it
That'd be a
through
platform.
portals.
The Silver Citadel flies in the sky of the 10th hell, above the clouds. On the ground is salt and death. Down there where moisture does not lie, where heat is internal. No life beyond sand devils exists down there. But up in the sky, the Silver Citadel lies. And there it houses thousands of demons, captured from the abyss, used to throw out the front line of enemies, and more so thousands more devils, strong, trained, though likely starved right now. They've been gone for a countless time. In that time, it is doubtful that they would have ever found souls out there. Right now they're at their weakest. That won't be the way for long.
Our thought we were gonna try to talk to Zalfel. Remember the contract you got us out of?
Indeed.
The book that we found, because the book had a torn out page, but it had a reference to a portal to the 10th hell. We were gonna ask him what he knew, but
Of course he did.
it makes sense to you that he would know about it? Or
He seems roguish enough that he might look into it. But portals to the 10th hell, that's information lost. I'll not have you tell me any details of how. Even knowing the arm missing from this individual is enough to have me executed and punished
sorry.
to never rise before a Lemur. The information around the 10th hell, to even utter the words of it, is death. To have information on how to get there, that is beyond punishment. This is enough to be sent into the void yourself.
But if we told someone in the 9 hells about it, then they would know. And they would try to harvest our souls as well, is what
Therein
you're
lies
saying.
the protection of that information.
Okay.
But that is lost
I mean,
information.
like some devils are going to be coming out here and find this out, right? Eventually.
What about the devils who are like here right now, right? Won't they like hear about it and be like, oh shit?
Or maybe they're going to react the same way. Gestures.
And not say anything because they...
And not say anything because they
shit.
don't want to fucking die. So I guess it's kind of...
So I guess we hope.
We
for
don't know
that.
where devils go when they die. We do know if we die here, we'll be recreated. But when you destroy a devil on their home plane, or at least lesser ones, you can destroy the closest thing we have to a soul, our essence. That is what most people think devils fear the most, but the reality is what happened to Ixalis is really the greatest punishment. And they very much would be willing to do that again to others who even mutter his name.
I'm sorry that we didn't know that, and I just messaged you without warning and roped you
It is
into
fine.
this.
It is not information you should know in the first place. But here it is now. You are in a position where you have to decide, can mortals do it alone or not? I cannot bring any help. I know no devil that would ever want to be involved in this. And maybe even those that I do would be willing to sell it down to the highest cause. To be the devil to tell Asmodeus to act now would grant you a status above many others. You'd be seen as a leader. Be put down to the ninth hell itself and given high status for preparing him so that he might act before Ixalis does.
That's a good question. We're a finite resource. What's the plan when we're like gone and this shit is still going on? What would they do then?
The plan is beyond me, but you can be created. As long as magic doesn't die. Soul is a spell. One that
God,
mortals...
they'd literally just start a soul farm. That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
There is order to the world, though. To the universe. It would go against our ways to do that, but desperate times come to it. Even doing what Ixalis is planning to doing is against our ways, but he broke laws. An unlawful demon, or devil, is no different from a demon. He's let chaos enter him. But as I said, to do this, to be this desperate, they've been starved. An unstarved archdevil, you would die. They have the power to take down gods, harvest them. But a starved one, you might stand a chance.
Maybe that's why there's only one portal right now.
Mm.
Because they can't make another one.
But the longer we wait, the less starved they're going to be.
So you're saying we should go and kill him? Let's cut to the chase.
You'll say they've got an army, they'll be prepared. They've been planning this a lot longer than you've been planning. That means any souls that they did have, any power they did have, they probably divvied up among their strongest.
Okay.
I would say, make sure you're ready to kill him. Make sure you can get to him. Because the truth is, if you do fail, eventually the Nine Hells will find out. And then your war is fought for a lot more lives.
Okay. Well, to be fair, we already knew it was really bad. So it's just a different kind of really bad than we thought. That's fine. We've got the Krigven and the Lokavat. We got already one day. We got the Krigven, we got the Lokavat, we got a ceasefire between Westmorn and Kessex. That's not a bad start.
You started with your high standings, allies, sorry. But, I mean, goes without saying, you need my help. I know I don't look like much of a fighter, but I am a dragon.
Did unmethus come in with us?
Good point. Probably, yeah. He's probably perusing the back room.
I'll be like, even unmethus is, like, we're working together, together.
Well, that's more surprising to me than the 10th hell appearing, I have to say that.
Slammed. I mean, I think now we just need to go through a list of everyone we know and be like, do we need them to fight? Do we need them to make stuff? Do we need them to help with logistics? And figure out a way that we go in. I look over at unmethus. We go in and
Also,
stop it.
I don't know about any of that. Vindar looks to you and says, no, I think they're not going to have the weakness on the outside. I'm no war strategist, but I imagine they keep whatever is keeping them here, wherever he is, right in the middle of that citadel.
It'd be so much easier if he just came out. Okay.
He's commanding from the front.
He has generals to do that. He'll be inside a citadel until he's strong enough. And if he gets strong enough, if he has enough souls infused
Then we're
into him,
screwed.
you do not want him exiting. The moment he steps forth the material plane means he's ready. If he's ready
So
for the material plane, that means he's ready for hell.
we go in, we fly to the Citadel, we walk right in. Okay.
If I were you, I'd make sure you have some sizable force going in. Not as much on the front lines. Other adventurers, soldiers that you can bring. People to distract. You're the most important ones anyway. Fuel
So
lost
we do
life.
need to retake the city. Or at least push as far as we can.
I did a little bit of magic myself on stage once. It's a lot of sleight of hand. Have them looking elsewhere whilst you're doing another action. They're going to be guarding that portal with everything they've got. Unless they hit harder outside that they have to focus on something else.
And then we sneak through. Okay. We just have to put together enough forces to terrify the army of the 10th Hells. Get them to look at us. And then run the other way.
Well, I don't know about all of that, but I'm not bad in a scuffle, so I've run long enough. No need to convince me. I'll be there. As much as that's worth.
It's worth a lot.
Dragons are kind of scary.
Not to you.
Even to me.
Stop, you'll flatter me. All right.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh.
goes without saying, everything in the shop, feel free to. You have 100% off because of the news.
Also, I feel like I won't be coming back to work for a little while. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay, because I was going to fire you, actually.
Kevin!
You didn't show up to work for. What's
I
it
know.
been?
I'm sorry.
2 months?
It's like I had a lot of stuff. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
It was like fun when I was here, though.
Don't
Thanks.
apologize to me. Apologize to Co for working the double shift. Okay.
I'm sorry. I will find Co and I will apologize to Co specifically. Okay. I guess we need to figure out how to move large amounts of people quickly, and we should probably start putting together anything that can help. I don't know, conceal, hide us. Any sort of. I don't know. What else do we need? Healing stuff. I don't know. We should make a list. Okay. I just sit down and start making a list.
Which you can make in your OC chat if you like.
Yeah.
Coordinate it better for sure.
Sure.
And make sure you're all strong enough. You need every little bit of help you can get.
Yeah, we gotta go find that cave. Looks at Adelward. I gotta go to Mount Ignir.
There's that cave. I think Cheadle's still there.
All right. And then your points at everyone else. Whatever. You gotta. Jesus. I just start making another list on the side.
Okay. Well, the hell's not going to wait around, so where are you going to go now?
Maybe we have to decide right now. I'm still making the list.
Well,
Wait.
you can probably make lists as you go. World's a big place.
Okay. Well, we're in. Just go to everywhere we need to go in Fjordhelm. Where do we gotta go? Cave?
Well, we have to find it. Cheadle. Last I checked, Cheadle was looking around, but we were never able to find anything. Unless, Joe, we did, and I don't remember.
You haven't technically, but Chill was.
We have not.
He's looking
We
for
were.
it, so.
We were looking. I had Lokavat searching,
Mhm.
but we never found anything.
Yeah, but you haven't checked in on them either.
Yes.
And then. Do we find Scolds? Do we start looking for Scolds thing here? I can't remember what Scolds was.
I don't have a thing. Oh, the rune?
Yeah.
Word's been put out. They're searching for it currently as well.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Timmy. Is your do we need to like talk to your mom or something, or?
I mean, I'm scared of telling them about the end of the world, you know? It's not like there's an army down there. It's just my family and a few others. I don't know what to do yet. I probably need more time to
Figure it out.
think inwards about that, yeah.
Okay, well we could start with the cave. My
On the
shit's
plus
far
side
away.
of the cave, if we find it, and there are more
Oh.
Lokavat knowledge and stuff, there may be things that could help all of us in there.
I punch Basil on the arm.
Hmm?
Basil!
Yeah?
You gotta make another attack right away, because you gotta call Blue, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
How did
Yes.
we just...
Oh
it's
my
been
god.
a crazy 20
Oh my
hours.
God.
We just
Yeah.
completely forgot that.
Blue
You
might
gotta
be
call
my
him like
dad.
now.
Blue might be my dad. Okay, I'm gonna make a attack 2.0.
All right.
Kevin, check it out. Basil can make attack.
Oh, great. Competition. Love it. Now I'll give you a job.
Oh,
Nervously.
That's a really good laugh.
It probably takes like an hour. Don't laugh, Joe.
Joe, you're not allowed to laugh. Stop doing it.
You look like you're doing the Daenerys face where she's like, you know what I mean? Where she's like really fucking
You're gonna
sassy.
fucking strip my stitches. Don't do that.
Joe just starts like fountains of blood from his lip. This is getting hot.
Yeah, it takes like an hour to make one, right?
I believe so, by your rules of your creation, yeah.
Yeah.
My lists have all sorts of arrows in that.
Or it might be an active. Yeah.
I think an hour to make a permanent magical. I think. Just double check.
If me find your item.
Yes.
I'd be in your awakened section, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they last the usual length of your creations, the magical ones. So
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Oops.
So you
Oh
can,
shit. Okay.
You can
Oh, well.
use them to invent new magical
Okay,
items, but
okay,
they
okay.
only last up to your proficiency bonus an hour. So
Oh, okay. Got it. Well, that's good to know.
other things you can spend an hour and build like a non-magical item. That's permanent. But
Okay.
this one's
Well,
quick,
I'll just
lasts.
do it. Okay. What should I say to him?
Dude, he already knows. Like, he's met
Just
you,
open with,
man.
"Hey, Dad."
Just like full on go for it.
Okay.
Ask him where he is. Like, we could go see him. He could come to us. Maybe
That's
he wants to
true.
go to a spa. He
Yeah,
might
maybe I
like home.
shouldn't like lead with like, "Are you my dad?" I feel like it's a bit
Ask him to
much.
like throw a baseball. or something.
Also, it's Do you want to ask him if he wants to play a game of catch? But "Are you my dad's" only four. Just save 4 words at the end, because "Are you my dad?" Right? Just save only.
Do you
just
think
save
it's
your
kind of
last-
awkward to? I guess it gets to the point. Okay. I pull
Or if
out.
he says no.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, good luck.
Oh, thanks, Skull. Okay. Hey. Where are you? We would love to see you. Also, this might be weird, but are you my dad?
You have 4 words left.
Miss you, bye.
Need a bit hit back in your voice. In his voice. Basil. I am 94 years old. You think I was having children at 70
We're so
Oh, yeah.
stupid.
years old?
I mean, he could.
He
He
could.
could be wild. He's
Biologically-
adventuring at night.
Hello is a bard of creation.
Yeah.
What do you
We've
mean?
seen the news stories. It's possible.
I think blue fucks, man.
He said it first. Basil gets it from his dad. Oh my god. That's fucking funny.
And then he says, I am in the Vahazi.
Well, he's not my dad. I kind of forgot he's really old and
Maybe it's your stepdad, though.
well, maybe he's my grandpa. What if
Oh, shit.
does Blue have any kid? Well, okay, no. Rather, I want to ask him about the orc woman in the painting.
Was
his wife,
His wife, your mom.
or like related in some way, like maybe my mom's mom, grandma.
This feels like a lot.
I just need to ask
We
him
gotta,
about
like-
orcs with violet eyes. Like that's just
Yeah.
Now that I know it's like a thing, it's like a curse. It's a sign of like a curse or something. I want to know more. Maybe he knows.
Shit.
Maybe that's why she wasn't with her people. I don't know.
I feel like this would be easier if you could just say stuff back and forth.
Yeah, it would be.
You could make another one of those, or I could send him a message and be like, "Hey, do you want to get together?"
I'll make another one.
Just dispose of that one, throw it to the ground. Yeah, you can make
Okay.
another one.
Okay. Good point. Don't count the ums. Hold on. Good point. Found out my violet eyes are a curse. Your wife had violet eyes.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that?
Yes, I looked into her eyes all the time. They were
I know that it was a common trait in her family. Though only born of the women.
Oh. Interesting.
And then he would say, he'd wait silence for a moment and say, she had a niece. With the brightest violet eyes you've ever seen.
Oh, here we go. Come on. What do you say? What do you say? Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna make another one.
Kevin's just like sweeping them up.
Okay. God.
I could just message him and sound like you. That's
I
mean.
mean,
We shouldn't do that.
You can make a lot of
It
these.
seems creepy.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I think you got to be real blunt and be like, "What was her name?"
Yeah.
She like,
yeah.
she's just gonna keep doing old man answers.
Yeah. Okay. What was her name? Where is she?
Yeah.
Do you know if she also knew the song of
Yeah.
creation? I think I'm at like I maybe have like 2 words left. Thank you.
You're so polite.
You'd hear him respond a little bit more like curious now. And you hear him say, her name was Shale of the Low Crew.
Wait, can you say that one more time for like
Shale.
phonetically writing it? Shale.
Shael
Okay, I wrote that perfectly.
of the Low Crew.
It's like,
LO''KRU.
Okay, thank you.
And her people used to graze the land near Hallstatt.
How do you spell that?
HALSTATT in Eastern Crestfall.
Okay.
Good luck.
Holy crap, you guys.
What?
I think I know my mom's name. My real mom.
what is it?
Shale.
Shay, you write your mom's name.
Yeah, of the Low Crew? Maybe that's like her clan? Anyways, he said that they basically used to hang out around Hallstatt, Eastern Crestfall, which is
Was that by like where?
where I grew up. Yeah, I think so.
Oh shit! It's got.
I don't think I've ever been, but I mean, I'm from
Wait, so-
Crestfall.
Old Blue's your uncle?
Great uncle? Because his wife had a niece. And that niece had me potentially. So he's like a great uncle, right?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Wait, do you think he doesn't realize that? Should I make another attack?
What if he's just like hung up on the like, but I'm 94, which was a fair point, and we should have remembered he was really old, but he's
couldn't-
spry for his
honestly,
age.
He's so spry. I thought he was
Yeah.
60.
I do think we should make sure as well that you are before we just spring it on him.
Yeah, you're probably right. Just excited at the prospect of having a.
Do you want me to try
great
to
uncle.
find her
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
now that I know of her?
Is that an option?
It'll be hard.
Did you-
I don't have
I
a
mean,
direct connection. I only know of her now.
Basil, you
Sure.
don't have like anything. You don't have anything like you were giving us baby or anything like
I
from her.
don't think so.
What about Basil himself?
Oh shit! Yeah. Could you just use
Oh.
Basil?
Y-
Looks at
Can
DM.
you use like a
Sorry.
lock of my hair or something? Like,
How does DNA work in I was like
I have a grunkle. It's blue.
Grunkle.
Grunkle blue. That's fucking funny.
How well you know the target and the sort of physical connection you have to it. If it was
Yeah, there's two separate modifiers. There's how well I know, and then like something that belongs to them. It'll be have a +5, and then the second modifier will be the connection save modifier.
Come on.
if you've heard of the target, it's second hand. First hand, you've met the target. Familiar is you know the target well. Modifier, likeness or picture, possession or garment.
Or body part, lock of hair, bit of nail, or the like.
Would my hair
What is
count
a
because it's
baby?
DNA?
Are there X and Y chromosomes in Godforged? Because if so, a mom is gonna give the X.
The -10 would
Good
work.
Okay. So it would be a +5 and then a -10. So -5.
-1.
What
They have
save
one.
is it?
They must make a wisdom saving throw, right?
Wisdom save. Yeah.
Oh, come on. You got this. I believe in you.
And you're scrying on them, yeah?
Yeah.
You be brought into that dream state. And you see around you, go for the appropriate music here. You'd see around you an encampment. Orcs packing up their things, nomadic in their way they put down their tents. And you can see out the front of the tent as they're kind of starting to clear up things. Fields of brown and green grass that grow for miles with wheat growing high. Trees in the distance. Orange autumn trees. But that's just outside the flapping door of the tent. Inside you can see a hammock bed that's been tied up against one wall. You see a small warming fire slowly smouldering as a foot pushes down it and puts it all out. And looking across that foot, scrolling up it, you see in kind of leathered outfit, capable of fighting or traveling comfortably in it. Hair pulled back, black, in a ponytail, rolls over her shoulder. Probably in her mid-40s. Striking appearance. Strong but beautiful, and the thing that draws you in the closest is great big violet eyes. And she looks strikingly like Basil. She's gathering their things, preparing to move with her clan. And you can spend 10 minutes watching, seeing as she gathers everything together. Starts pulling the hooks of her hammock together and rolling it up. Before you come back into the scene with Basil.
Did it work?
She looks just like you, Basil.
Just jump up and down.
Basil just waterfalls out of his eyes. Really?
Would I have any discernible way to tell if, like, the location of this place? Because I can move it within, I think it was 10 feet, so I could move it out of wherever she is, even through a wall, to sort of peek around, which I would have tried doing.
Roll a perception check to take in as much information as you can.
Okay. Not good at those. Oh, actually, it's wisdom. I just don't have proficiency. That's only a 9, though.
You've never really been to Crestfall. It seems like it must be that place, at least. But where? You're not sure. Fields of grass. Where?
Then I think the only thing I would try to discern is the location of the sun, to see what time it would be.
Ooh, smart.
Yeah, it is definitely kind of in a position where near enough like the sun outside for you right now. Kind of aligned, maybe a little bit further west as you're kind of at an angle, but not too much. I mean, she's in kind of western Crestfall somewhere.
Okay. I mean, I think they still might be in the same place, from what I could tell.
I can't. All this time, but like so close to where I was. That's crazy. Thank you for doing that.
I mean, of course.
Dude, we have a name. We have a rough location.
Yeah. Did she look happy?
Did she?
Roll an insight check.
What is my guidance? Because that's proficiency. Okay. D8 for me. Nice. Only 15. Ew.
Ew.
She looked a little lost. A little tired. But not unhappy. Occasionally she would smile as people ran past the tent, some kids. But you'd notice that after a couple of kids run by laughing, she'd smile. And always just kind of watch on before continuing what she's doing.
I'm still like jumping up and down. And I assume we're still in Cadvan's shop because we didn't leave because Belle just kept making more attacks. So like, Kevin, do you have any maps of Crestfall? Do you know where I can get a map
I'm a
of Crestfall?
cartographer now, am I?
I don't know, just like
No, I don't have maps of Crestfall.
Wait,
No, I do have. I have a
there's
joke map that if you pull it open, it'll tell you exactly where you are within 1 meter.
Did you just hear what just happened? We think we found Basil's mom. Is there a cartographer in Holm? Is there like a cartography store in Holm? Do you know a cartographer in Holm or Tithmore or Ulbridge?
Well, Tithmore's likely to have them. They're obsessive with that kind of thing.
Okay, cool.
Probably find one in Ulbridge, I'm sure.
Shit, okay.
I mean, we can wait. We have so many super, super important pressing things.
I gotta wait till tomorrow till I can move anyone anywhere anyway. I'm like pulling on Basil. I think we should just go find a map. We just go to Aldridge and ask the library. We go to Tithmore and ask the academy. I think we should just get a map. We should just get a map now. Then we have it just in case we go to Crestfall. Just a map. A map's
if there's nothing else for us to do right now, we can get a map. But Otherwise, we should.
I take out my list and I like put like
I
get
can
map of
just get
Crestfall.
Douglas to get a map. It's fine.
Look, it's first thing on my list now.
Joe, can I just have Chili Douglas go get a map,
get a map,
and then
yeah.
find us? Like I can pilot him to
Fuck
do
yeah.
chores.
Get in the
We'll just
Chili
have him do that.
Douglas.
Yeah, you send him to go and buy a map.
Yeah, I'll send him to go find one.
Make sure he gets a good deal.
Knock off.
Yeah, sure.
For a map of High Loma. Sorry, not High Loma. Crestfall.
He comes back with a map of Hyloma. We're like,
The fuck?
For
What does it
Crestfall,
mean?
you're probably talking 20 gold.
Okay.
Whatever he's not cheap.
I have so much money. I give him the 20 gold. That's good.
Yeah, he'd come back with a map of Crestfall.
Rounded.
oh shit, that was
With the whole stat
was
for you
so
guys, I don't actually
fast.
have a map of Crestfall myself. Whole stat is over.
That is pretty freaking close to where I grew up.
Oh my god, you have to be kidding.
Okay. So, as we're saving the world, we need to talk to her anyway. One, she's your mom. You got to figure out what's going on. And you should meet your mom. But also, because she's going to tell you about the song, right? So you have to talk to her
true.
anyway.
That's
so,
true.
you probably have something from your house, right? So I could get us to your house and then we just walk around till we find her. That's gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. We know one other place to go. That feels great.
We'll discuss some
Crosses
places-
off. Get map of Crestfall.
Discuss some places to go then. Where are you going to go next? What's your
Feels
first
like it
point of
makes
call?
sense to take care of the Fjordhelm stuff first.
Yeah,
I think
'cause we're already
Definitely.
here.
We're here.
Agreed.
I only meant
Can we
because
make-
we'll be wrapping up soon. Where would you specifically like to go?
Look, we would
You
like
go
to
after the cave?
figure
You
out
go
if
after
we know where the
more
cave
armies,
is.
or- Okay. Are you sure?
I think so,
Yeah,
right?
It's been a while since we've been in a cave.
I'm down to do
Mhm.
cave.
Okay.
Hey guys, I miss caves.
How would
With
you
a
like
capital
to?
C. Fuck.
Left.
Poor
That was
Joe.
really good. Joe, like,
Yep. Dude, I thought I'd lock my face up. This fucked up. I'm fucking on lemon. How would you like to find that information?
you mean you're
The
not just gonna
information-
tell us?
For the
Hey, Cadman, do you know where any caves are?
I mean, first things first, our word would contact Cheel and ask what they had,
Chill, please.
if they had any updates, because like you said, he hasn't spoken to him.
Yeah. How would you
So
contact him?
I think the destination would be to look for Cheel first.
Sounds good.
Does Baz up to make another attack?
I can do that.
Yeah, I think you've got one more use left of your proficiency.
I think so, yeah. Because
On the floor, a pile
It's
of
just like a big
Yeah.
pile of these things.
I make another attack.
Cadman goes to make another sale because he's just annoyed that you can do that. He's
Yeah.
Yeah. Just throwing all the rest of your ones in the bin. Okay. Yeah, another attack is made.
Okay, Edelward will use it. What do I have to do for the roll to see if it even
1d20.
reaches him? 1d20. Okay.
On a 1, it doesn't get. It uses up the use, but it doesn't reach.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's going to use it to use sending to Cheel. Cheel, we need to discuss things. Where can we meet you?
Chill would respond. Adeward. I found it, but also haven't. fly east of Safna, along the coast. I'll light a beacon. I'm there now.
Oh, that's convenient. I just wanted to meet up with him. Apparently he's there.
Oh shit!
Oh.
That's perfect.
There'll be a beacon lit along the coast.
Oh.
Sounds easy enough.
Okay. Well, that's great. That's easy. We just go to the coast.
Oh no, he described it as he both found it and didn't find it. I don't think it's going to be as easy as we think it is.
He found a cave but didn't find the cave.
Hmm.
Is this like some weird time thing? Like it's there but it's not there? Or like, is it like in the ethereal plane but it's not? I don't know. That's weird.
I truly do not know. Oh, off we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
How would you get there? What's your plan to move? Are you going to fly on Mythos again?
How far is that?
Yeah.
Well, we-
Giddy up,
You
bitch!
wanna drop us off?
Like, because you're probably going to be doing stuff. You could just drop us on the way.
We'll find our own way back.
That sounds fine by me. Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Uh-huh. After you save the world, we're done, by the way. We're not. I'm okay with never speaking again.
You're going to miss us. It's okay. Skold
You
thought
will.
that when he first met us. Look at
That's
him now.
so true. Also, when we save the world, you should have like a full spa day in home because
Yeah.
Here, Scold. During that time where you were all not adventuring, how much time do you even spend with them?
None.
See, that's the thing. He's also...
I thought I spent time with Adderwood, but it wasn't him. So
Yeah,
no.
see? He was gonna spend time with Adderward. It just
Well,
wasn't
technically it was
Adderward.
also me.
Yeah.
I don't want to unpack this. Let's go. And I'm just going to walk out the door.
We
Find
can
a
tell you on the
position.
way.
I'd rather...
Shouting
I'm
his
going to
ear
fly
off.
high enough and fast enough that I won't hear a thing. Transforms into a dragon. For the sake of just speed again and travel times, you would travel along the back and fly miles into the north. And you would kind of skim the edge. You'd go over Safna and see the familiar land where you saw Nithrax's lair, where you fought that dragon. And then he lowers and goes along the coast. You can see where the ice here is melted back, where icebergs float, rockery sticks out. And he flies for a little while, a couple of hours down the coast. Until he arrives, I'll give you guys a bit of an idea for you of where you are on the map. For your sake, you're about here,
Oh, shit. All right.
up in northern Fjordhelm. When you see a kind of a beacon of fire lit and chills nearby, just wave you down. Didn't really expect a dragon. And kind of slowly pulls from his spear. Sees the dragon lowering, kind of shaking, ready to hold himself. And you land nearby and he sees you on the back and goes, oh, right. Behind him, you can see this big, perfectly spherical kind of ice cave that's dug into the mountain. Portions of it falling into the ice below. Omithis transforms back into himself and stands off to one side and just kind of dusts himself off, kind of gets his breath back. And Chill slips along. You're on the side of this ice ledge beneath where the actual cliffside is, next to this big circular cave. Yeah, so I travelled around. I learned that there was a forest here once. So I came this way. And I've been searching through this cave. But it collapses not too long in, and there's not really anything in there. And I don't really understand. Because this is apparently where it was.
Well, Sounds like we just need to move the collapse, then. Nothing we can't do.
Just like, yeah, clear cave in, keep going.
I don't know, it goes in for some time. It's perfectly a circle. Except for where it's kind of growing inwards. Like it's been carved out.
Let's walk and talk and take a look.
You...
Well done finding this,
Oh, was
by the way.
hardly me. I asked all of the other folk of that. And just rumour after rumour after rumour. Besides, this is kind of my adventure now. I've went on this great quest to find this place. I was actually hoping that I'd be able to show you when you arrive, but I've been stumped here now for 4 days.
Well, let's solve it now then.
What?
Do we want to just take a rest before we...
Oh, it's not dangerous in
Yeah.
there.
Oh.
Okay.
There's nothing in there.
Well, I mean, we should take a rest anyway before we investigate too far.
We're taking a rest. Do we need a rest?
I
I'm saying
made,
that
like,
both as
10
Adelward and
tags.
as a...
Yeah. Yeah.
and as
I
a
burned
player.
teleport and some other stuff. Yeah, it would be nice to have a rest.
Okay, if we're resting, I'll make a mansion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just because we're kind of each time, we'll probably just skip over the rest, like roleplay in general. We can come back to it and roleplay what you did during the rest next week. But
We have
just
an epic slumber party. It's great.
we have an amazing slumber party. But just to kind of pass through the rest,
What do you think your mom is like?
Theo, your math stops working for the rest. But to pass on
I
to...
have a lot of paper.
Just because I want to finish the episode on a fun note. Yeah, you can full rest and appear outside the cave. Next morning will come and he would... Alright. If you want to follow me? And he begins marching down into the cave itself.
Yeah, I will follow.
Let's go.
You travel down for a while. You notice that it's just this kind of... It's definitely grown in, and the spherical nature of it has been kind of almost a little bit shifted with the fact that like ice is like slowly trickling down, icicles across the ceiling. But you can see the sides have very much remained in this kind of spherical shape. And he walks for a while until you get to the kind of cave-in area. It's probably a good hour into the walk. But you've never seen a cave like this, especially not ice that's been carved so perfectly. Roll
Is it smooth?
mostly.
Like the...
Outside of the icicles on the top, which have grown over time.
Okay.
How tall's the cave? Like what's the circumference here?
About, I would say 100 feet. Just
Oh,
under
shit.
maybe 80
Oh,
feet.
okay.
It's a
Huge.
tall
then.
cave. Yeah.
Can we like... Is the ice just... If it's totally smooth except for the top, does it just look like regular ice? Like we don't see shadows of shit like frozen in it or something? Like...
No, it's mostly just pure ice at this point.
Alright.
Okay.
There's kind of soil maybe further down on the bottom that's kind of been grown over from where like the forest once was, but not much of it left. The forest clearly collapsed. He stops there and looks around. I did find this, and he walks over to one wall, and he seems hacking into it a little bit more. And he steps aside, and you can see the edge of this something dark that curls into the ice itself. On this end, it's kind of a little bit rugged. Ice is kind of frozen around it. It's kind of almost like a drinking horn in shape, and embeds into the wall. Probably about 3 feet in diameter on the widest bit, and it curls inwards. He's trying to get out, and he's carving around the edge. He goes, "Don't know what this is, but it's the only bit of solid I've really found down here." And he just starts hacking into the wall.
Do we hear anything in the cave? Like any ambient
Showing voices
noise or
and echoes.
anything?
Dripping of
I-
ice.
Okay, this is actually pretty fun. I do have a burrow speed equal to my walking speed when I'm on ice.
Oh my
and
God.
through
I forgot
ice.
that.
Just go through it.
So I'm guessing it'd be very easy for me to clear and kind of like soften ice to make like get ice out of the way, like this hardened
Yeah, I think so.
stuff. So I think he'd start trying to clear the same
Yeah,
spot
you-
Sheila's.
With your help, you can see the ice becomes a bit more like just like almost crushed ice around it, And he easily pulls it out and he falls back. And you can see this thing is as tall as Chill. Go ahead and roll a nature check.
I believe.
Everyone can roll.
That is
if they'd like.
a 16.
Anyone who's here.
Sure, I'll roll.
Help.
Sure.
20, not unnatural.
Hey. I
Ew.
got a
15.
It's okay, bud. Thanks.
17.
Basil, with your 20.
Mhm.
You've been around animals. You're stood a little bit further back than the others. You notice the shape of this thing. It looks huge in Chill's hand. It's practically the size of his body. From your perspective, it looks like a large tooth.
Huh.
Like, was it coming out of the?
Stuck in the ice.
But like, was the
No.
pointy?
Rough side was on your end.
I think that's a tooth. I think that's a tooth.
Oh,
We could be
Like-
dealing with a really big worm.
it's
Good to
something.
be rested.
This is a
Something.
wormhole.
What if this is the mouth of the worm?
In here died? Tooth? Well, wouldn't we see more teeth? Then
I mean, can we, with that info, can we make a check on like the broader?
we all
Yeah,
freak
go
out.
ahead and
Sure,
make
okay,
a
paper
give me
in.
just straight wisdom checks, as it's kind of piecing together information.
18.
20.
18.
I don't know where mine is. 25.
Oh, you did a wisdom
wow.
save. You're doing
Ignore that.
Check.
20.
Oh, 6.
Everyone but Basil, you're like, that's a tooth. You haven't really put the information together. Skull,
Simple boy.
your information resonates across everyone. Looking at the size of this room, looking at how it was carved, you realize that you must be dealing with a very large worm.
Always warm.
The cave in which you are seeking out a ward is likely that worm.
Is the worm tummy you were looking for?
And that's what we're in tonight's episode.
Oh, shit.
Like worm or worm? Worm.
Oh, good
no,
question.
as in like earthworm of a mega size.
little
Okay.
noodle.
Yeah,
Like take a dune worm and put it in
Worm.
ice.
yeah. But I will say this because Shane, you brought up, you're not in the worm currently. You could probably tell that by the
Yeah.
ice. This is just carving of the worm where it once was.
He
So,
lost
yes.
a tooth. It's a baby tooth. Cool.
And there you go. So that's where we'll leave it tonight, with you in kind of search for a worm, having made some allies, stopped a war, honored the Krigven, got them involved, got a bunch of people involved. I know it was a bit mismatched as an episode, but you're kind of gathering your forces slowly together so that you can stand against whatever's to come. Let's go ahead and do some shout outs, and we'll pick up next week where we left off there. Let's start with everyone's favorite character, Scold.
Yeah.
It's over there. No.
Twitch.tv/strippin. But also apparently every other channel here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's go around everyone. Let's go from the longest hair to the shortest.
Oh.
Let's go.
Oh, shit.
Bree?
I think.
Bree for sure.
Sam, how long is
Yeah.
your hair now?
It's
Oh, I don't.
so long.
To be fair, he went first technically. So
I don't
true.
cut it.
I'm Bree Bun, variety streamer.
Hey,
Scold's your
I
favorite.
made Joe laugh.
fuck off.
Yay!
OG, I assume over Shane.
I
Just
think
about?
so. Yeah.
OG.
mine's- Hi, I'm OLG. Shout out for Joe almost torpedoing the entire Stop the War effort with a marriage proposal.
Oh my
That's
god, that
great.
was fucking crazy, Joe.
That was really funny. Yeah, I'm OLG. I don't really stream, hardly ever, but you can follow me on Twitter. I talk shit there. Or maybe you're leaving Twitter because now it might suck. So then don't go there. Then you can just see me here.
Shane.
Hi, I'm Shane. I'm probably gonna stream God of War again in anticipation for the new one coming out soon.
Nice.
I never beat it,
Oh, yeah.
so
You got to beat it. The ending's great.
Have fun.
that's probably what I'll be doing. I don't know when, but
You only
find
got
out.
You
It's
only
a
got like
surprise.
9 days, man. You got to do it.
I could beat it.
I
in
was
like
going to
2.
play
Yeah.
it, and now I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't have time.
If you stick to the main story, you can do it in 20 hours, 15
Oh,
to
shit.
20. Yeah.
Can you? Okay.
That's like one stream. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. That's healthy.
How do you long distance streamers?
Yeah.
This
oh
is-
my God.
This is the bit I'm not sure about. Tomato next?
I think.
I feel like my hair is still shorter.
It's hard
I'm
to
not
tell.
sure.
Is my hair
Hair
longer
on.
than
My
Dodger's?
hair is shorter than that currently.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right,
Mainly because
Dodger,
I like.
you're up.
Wait, Joe,
Dodger, you got
pull
longer
your
hair than
bangs
me.
down.
I don't know.
Yeah, Joe's bangs are out of control,
Oh.
though.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Joe,
Yeah,
Joe
it's
next, Joe
definitely
next.
Joe
longer.
next for sure.
Twitch.tv/JoeFudge. You can see we've got a Patreon where you can see all behind the scenes stuff. Some Sunforged lore is going to go up in the next week.
Hey!
So, learn about the next campaign all of this lot are in. It's going to be Sunforged, and some of the lore is going to be posted up soon. Otherwise, we've got a Discord. You can go on there and you can discuss behind the scenes episode and discuss all the good stuff there, posting the fan art and whatnot. And this week, I don't know, I'll probably try and play some more variety as Minecraft took up all of my week last week.
Oops.
So I'll try and get some variety, maybe some scary games. We'll see. Dodger.
Hey everybody, I'm Dodger. You can find me at Dex Bonus on pretty much everything. I drink coffee and play games. I just yesterday joined that Minecraft server.
Now Joe's not going to play it. He just said,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Wow,
I
Joe.
will, I will
Wow.
be taking Joe's watch. We will trade. But yeah, come hang out.
Awesome. Finally, Tomato.
Hey.
Nice.
you can't make him
Really?
sound
What
all
is that?
about. He's
Good.
sick.
Dude,
It was
I've never
good
heard
day.
such a good monologue in my life.
Thank you.
You should have been doing the diplomacy.
You're welcome.
But thank you everyone for playing as per usual. Go check out everyone on their respective channels, and we'll be back next week for episode 111. And yeah, I think not next week, the week after is Fabia's 100th episode. Dodger's 100th episode.
Hey!
Yay!
Yeah,
Right,
for
yeah.
12, I think you entered.
That's so much
Exciting.
sooner than I thought. It felt like it was like 3
Yeah.
Yeah.
episodes in.
Oh, dude, by
Yeah.
this point, you would like by episode 12, you'd beaten all of the Krothic and everything. I was looking, yeah, I was looking through my notes
Wow.
yesterday because I was going through the factions and like looked at Anahor roll, and I was like, wait a minute, you did all of that by
Holy
episode 12?
shit.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Nuts.
Oh, we should get the Kruthic to fight in the war.
Oh
Yeah,
my god,
right?
we
We
should
should call them.
Yay!
You're
I
right.
killed their
for sure.
I killed their baby queen. They may
It's
not.
true.
It's fine. It's only a plus 12. We can beat
Yeah.
it.
That's true. Technically, you could beat the. I was looking at the things, and I was like, I set the DC at 25 plus 12, 37. It can't be beaten. Today you're rolling like 35 and at 20 and shit. I'm like, okay, well, okay, sure. They might be able to go and get some enemies. All right, well, we'll be back next week. Thanks everyone for playing. We'll see you then, and take care. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.